Live from the Maverik Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies Hockey. As tonight's the first of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Trois-Rivieres Lions. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Carenza as we got a Friday night of Grizzlies Hockey. It's an AFCU Friday where tickets start at just $8 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverik Center box office. As the Grizzlies look to end a four-game losing skid as they got swept in a three-game series against the Idaho Steelheads. But remember, before the four-game losing streak, the Grizzlies had actually won four in a row. So Utah's 4-4 in their last 8 games. They come in with a record of 6-7 with a .462 winning percentage. The Trois-Rivieres Lions come into play with a 6-6-1 record, an even .500 winning percentage, 13 standings points in 13 games. And do we really know what to expect tonight? Not really, because this is the first ever meeting between these clubs. In fact, these teams don't even play the same opponents for the majority of the season. So it's not like the Grizzlies even face common opponents that you can compare it to. Now, there are a few former Trois-Rivieres, few members of the Lions here that played against the Grizzlies in past years. I'm looking at Anthony Beauregard as being a key factor in this series. Beauregard played for Wichita back 2 years ago, back in the 2020-21 season, and he was the league MVP. Remember, that was the year where Wichita was outstanding, and their head coach, Bruce Ramsey, ended up winning Coach of the Year, and Anthony Beauregard was a big factor in that. So watch out for him. He'll be wearing number 92 tonight. Alex Breton has played against the Grizzlies many times in the past. In fact, he was the 2019-2020 ECHL Defenseman of the Year. That's back when he was a member of the Allen Americans, and Allen faced Utah frequently those times, and Allen obviously playing Utah 12 times during the regular season this year. Trent Miner will get the start in net for the Grizzlies. They'll be going up against Joe Verbetic. Verbetic, wearing number 35, will get the start. He played for North Bay in the OHL last season. Verbetic is a young one. He is only 20 years old, and he's 6'6", 187 pounds, and it'll be interesting to see what he does in net. He'll be making his 9th appearance of the season. He's got a record of 5-3. So it should be a lot of fun tonight. Grizzlies and the Lions meeting for the first time ever. Utah tries to avoid a 5-game losing streak as they've lost 4 in a row. The Trois-Rivieres Lions have won 4 in a row. They played the Norfolk Admirals last week, and they swept the 3-game series before that. They won at Orlando on November 13th. So it's the Grizzlies and the Lions. When we come back to the pregame show, we'll talk with Guy Carenza and get his thoughts on what to expect tonight, as it's the first ever meeting between the Grizzlies and the Lions. We're in business on a Friday night, and you're listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by America First Credit Union.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back on YouTube and Flow Sports, our homes for Grizzlies hockey all season long. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Carenza. And Guy, it's a real mystery here what the Lions look like because we haven't seen them, although I do think they look like a team that's got a lot of speed. And I keep going back to Anthony Beauregard when I look at their lineup because he was the league MVP 2 years ago when he was a member of the Wichita Thunder. and he's in there for the Lions, and I think he's a big factor, and he's going to be a big key to the series because if the Grizzlies can slow him down, I think they can have some success. Another guy that's played pretty well for them is Colin Billick. Otherwise, the Lions seem like a pretty interesting team on paper.
Yeah, Tyson, you're right. And a guy like that wins the league MVP. Of course, he's going to be on the Grizzlies' radar, and they're going to do their best to shut him down. And last weekend in the series against Idaho, the Grizzlies did a pretty good job of shutting down Ryan Domowski for the most part. He was held to a limited amount of points in those games, even though the Grizzlies lost. So I think you're right. If the Grizzlies want a good chance of winning here, you got to shut down Bogart.
I got to say the special teams for the Lions is certainly a big factor, or really, I think it's going to be a big momentum change. You think about the Lions, they've got a 26% power play, one of the best power play units in the league. However, their penalty kill, 67.4%. Their penalty kill is not very good. I think the Grizzlies, with their power play, which over the last 7 games is 10 for 35, I think that the power play can do some damage against them.
Well, of course. I feel like that is the Lions' weak spot, is their penalty kill. So if the Grizzlies can take advantage of that, then I think they have a good chance of winning, these games in this series. And on the flip side, be smart. Don't take any dumb penalties. Don't take any penalties that you don't need. Stay disciplined and keep them off the power play.
I think that when you look at the shot count, I think that's going to be interesting to keep an eye out because it seemed like the one game where the Grizzlies had the shot count in their advantage against Idaho's, which was Sunday, which I thought was the best game of the 3-game set. So if the Grizzlies can count the shots, and I don't think that necessarily means everything, whether you outshoot your opponent as to whether you win. But I think that look at shots and also look at scoring chances. Are the Grizzlies getting those scoring chances? Because one of the things that Ryan Kanasowicz was kind of shaking, kind of scratching his head about is the Grizzlies had as many scoring chances, if not more, than Idaho in the 3-game series. It just didn't seem like the puck was, going the Grizzlies' way. It didn't seem like the Grizzlies had much puck luck in that Idaho series. We'll see if that changes here this weekend.
You're right, Tyson. Sometimes it just comes down to that puck luck. Can you get that one bounce to go your way? And sometimes that's the difference maker. If the Grizzlies get, a bounce here and there, they end up winning that game, that 3rd game against Idaho. So I think the key for the Grizzlies here is to just get pucks on net quickly and often. And if they can, get a guy in front of the net, see if you can get a tip in, anything. Crash the net, get one early.
This guy Karenza, will talk with him during each of the intermissions and post-game report here tonight. Guy, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you, Tyson.
That's Guy Karenza. When we come back, we'll give you the lineups for both teams. It's the Grizzlies and the Lions meeting for the first time ever here at Maverik Center. Don't forget, it's an AFCU Friday where tickets start at just $8 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverik Center box office. Saturday night is the Grizzlies' 2nd annual Pride Night presented by FedEx. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. And then Sunday is going to be a special 3 o'clock start. Remember, Sunday games this season start at 3 o'clock here at Maverik Center. And don't forget about the Black Friday special that's going on at UtahGrizzlies.com. And with the Black Friday special, it's basically a buy one, get one free. All tickets are 50% off for each of the games this series. That's tonight, Saturday night, and Sunday. Make sure to go to UtahGrizzlies.com because that is a great special. Pretty much a buy one, get one free. Guy gives his thumbs up. I know that's probably trademarked, but I give it a thumbs up as well. And make sure to go to UtahGrizzlies.com. Take advantage of the Black Friday special. There's also going to be a Cyber Monday special that's going to start on Monday, which is going to ensure you tickets to the 3 biggest promotions, 3 biggest Saturday night home games of the regular season. And it's also going to include the first playoff game, first Grizzlies playoff home game. So make sure to go to UtahGrizzlies.com next week and take advantage of the Cyber Monday deal. And there's a lot of great stuff happening at UtahGrizzlies.com. And when we come back to the pregame report, we will give you the lineups for both teams. The pregame show is presented by America First Credit Union here on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six
It's intercepted by Phillips at the 40.
or another step forward in life. I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. We'll have Guy Krenz on a little bit later on. I actually asked Guy if he knew all the words of the Canadian National Anthem. Believe it or not, he did. We'll have that here tonight, as well as the U.S. National Anthem is for the first time in a couple seasons. I think since the Newfoundland Growlers were here in December of 2019. The Grizzlies are facing a Canadian hockey team. That's the Trois-Rivieres Lions. And they are led by head coach, the interim head coach, vice president and general manager Marc-Andre Bergeron. They've got a record of 6-6-1 this season. They are 2-2 away from home. Their starting goaltender tonight is Joe Vrbetic. He'll be making his 9th appearance this season. Vrbetic's got a record of 5-3 with a 3.18 goals against average and .888 save percentage. Starting defensive pairing for the Lions, Connor Welsh, who's 5'7", 154 pounds. He's got 1 assist in 12 games. He'll be paired up with Alex Breton, who is the league's defenseman of the year back in the 2019-2020 season. That's the one that was canceled in March of 2020 due to COVID. So watch out for Breton, the former Allen American. He'll be wearing number 75. Starting forwards, Brett Stapley. Stapley wearing number 7. He's got 5 assists in 9 games. He's still looking for his first goal of the year. He played last season at the University of Denver. Actually, he played 4 seasons at Denver. Last season, he was a teammate with Grizzlies forward Cameron Wright, and both guys led the Pioneers to the Frozen Four championship. They won a national championship last season, and before the game did a bit of a hello, how are you? So Stapley's going to be in the starting lineup, as is Riley McKay. McKay played last season with the Indy Fuel and a little bit with Rockford in the AHL. He's got 3 goals in 9 games. And Nicholas Gay, G-U-A-Y his last name. He's got 1 goal and 4 assists in 13 games. I also mentioned to watch out for Anthony Beauregard. He's got 9 points in 12 games. And also watch out for Cedric Omeni, former Rapid City Rush skater, who's their captain. He's got the C on the front of his jersey. Omeni scored some big goals against the Grizzlies when he was a member of the Rush. And also watch out for Colin Billick, who leads the team with 12 points, 6 goals and 6 assists for the Lions. Well, we got our old mic here from that we used on Mixer last season. It picks up quite a bit of the background noise, and so I think we'll let Chris Hagan announce the starting lineup for our Grizzlies, led by head coach and general manager Ryan Kanasevich. He's got a record of 6-7 this season, 1-4 here at Maverik Center. They are 5-3 on the road. Can't forget about Grisby, old number 95, waving the flag at center ice. Here's the starting lineup for the Grizzlies. Grizzlies. If you didn't pick it up well enough on the mic, let us know on the Grizzlies live chat here on YouTube. Starting goaltender is Trent Miner. He's got a record of 1-4 this season with a 3.33 goals against average and 896 save percentage. Starting defensive pairing, the captain, Connor McDonald. He's got 1 goal and 1 assist in 13 games. Andrew Nilsson, he's got 1 goal and 12 assists. He leads the Grizzlies with 13 points. This will be his 13th game of the season. Starting forwards, Cameron Wright, who is a college teammate of the Lions' Brett Stapley. Wright's got 3 goals and 8 assists in 13 games. Zach Sekos is tied for the club lead with 6 goals. He also has 3 assists in 13 games. And Dakota Raby has 1 goal and 2 assists in 13 games. Also watch out for Taryn Pfizer. He's got 6 goals and 2 assists in 13 games. Scratches for the Grizzlies tonight. Goaltender Lucas Creek, defenseman James Shearer, Jordan Stone, and Victor Bartley. And there isn't a single forward that's a scratch tonight. Yesterday, if you didn't see the news, Brandon Cutler was loaned to the Belleville Senators of the AHL. So Cutler is now in the AHL once again. He played in 36 games with Abbotsford last season. He was also in training camp with Manitoba. So the Grizzlies have 11 forwards on their roster. All of them are going to be in the lineup tonight. And now for our national anthems. First, O Canada. Beautiful anthem. Almost is a shame we don't play Canadian teams more often to be able to hear that song. And now, here at Maverik Center, our national anthem.
Ken Newman. And you see by the dawn's early light what's so proudly beheld the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That was our national anthems here at Maverik Center. The Grizzlies named black jersey with white numbers, white lettering, professional green trim. If you've ever seen the Quebec Nordiques play hockey, they moved from Quebec over to Colorado and are now the Avalanche. They moved in 1995. Their jerseys kind of resemble something you would see the Quebec Nordiques wear. It's a beautiful looking white jersey with blue numbers, a little bit of red mixed in, mostly white and blue. Their jersey colors. The captains are at center ice. Cedric Momini, the former Rapid City Rush skater, has played against the Grizzlies so many times in the past, and the Grizzlies' Connor McDonald at center ice as it's an AFCU Friday where tickets start at $8. when you pay using your AFC debit or credit card at the Maverik Center box office. And don't forget that tomorrow night is the Grizzlies' second annual Pride Night. Get tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. See what Trent Miner does in net for the Grizzlies. He'll be making his 7th appearance. He'll be backed up by Garrett Metcalf. Joe Verbetic is the starting goaltender for the Trois-Rivieres Lions. Looks like they're backed up tonight. It's Philip Rosier. Their third goalie is Thomas Sequin. He's actually on the Grizzlies roster towards the end of last season, the end of the regular season, into the playoffs, but he didn't appear in any games for Utah. It's good to see Thomas back in town, as it looks like the Lions traveled 3 goaltenders. Referee tonight is Nolan Bloyer. The linesmen are James McKenna and Craig Peterson. And thanks for joining us for the first of a 3-game set. Thanks to everybody for helping me set up the equipment tonight. Guy Krenz is sitting nearby me. We'll talk to Guy later on in the broadcast. We'll also give a special shout out to Tanner Walker and Jared and Jed for helping us out. We know that Justin and Jed just added another Jared because we have a lot of Jareds in the office. Thanks to Jared Dane as well as tuned in. Face off at center ice, and it looked like for a minute the two Denver players, Stapley and Wright, exchanged some words at center ice. We'll see if they end up colliding a few times. Trois-Rivieres wins the face-off as they'll skate from left to right as we see it from high atop section 114. Lions dump it in. Nielsen in the right corner gets over to Raby. It goes over Welsh's glove, and Utah has a 3-on-3. Right left side takes a shot and it goes wide. Joe Verbetic is the starting goaltender for Trois-Rivieres as Welsh with good speed crosses center ice right wing and dumps it in. Skating over it is Nicholas Gay. He played a little bit in the AHL with Abbotsford. Up ahead to Raby. He skates along the near side. He crosses center ice with great speed. He's surrounded by 3 Lions, and one of them poked it away. Goes back to Nicholas Gay wearing number 91. He's got 1 goal and 4 assists in 13 games this season as both teams are playing their 14th game of the year. As Lions back behind their net as they make their first line change of the game about 45 seconds in. Lions will throw it out to the right side. Their leading scorer, Connor Billick, skates into the right side, but the linesman says that they're offside as the whistle blows. We got our first whistle 52 seconds in. My pick to click. Everybody make your pick to click on the YouTube live chat. This dude's going to be the player of the game for the Grizzlies tonight. I am going with Cameron Wright. I think that him seeing his former college teammate, both guys won a national championship, certainly going to be big. During the next whistle, we'll get Guy Carenz's pick to click as to who he thinks is going to be the player of the game. Everybody make your pick to click, and we'll go over the results after the game. Draws at neutral ice, and it's won by the Lions. And at neutral ice, they'll fire at a shot. Miner makes a save. That shot was taken by Olivier Galipo, number 26. He's got 2 goals and 9 assists in 13 games. We also have Santino Centorami wearing number 58. He's one defenseman along with Galipo for the Lions. Anthony Beauregard will take the face-off against Tyler Penner. We mentioned Beauregard during the pregame show. He was the MVP of the league back in the 2020-21 season with the Wichita Thunder. And Wichita had an outstanding year that year, and Beauregard was a big reason for it. Utah wins the draw. Martin will pitch it ahead. Pfizer dumps it in. Penner battling with Beauregard in the corner and rolls towards Centorami as he's battling with Johnny Walker, number 7 for Utah. Penner gets it in the corner, and he'll nudge it to Pfizer, back to Penner. It glanced off his skate and goes back to the Lions. Billick will feed it towards the bench area. Now ahead for William LeBlanc, number 74. He dumps it in. Martin gets it as the Lions make a full line change. Martin skates around his net. He scored a goal last Sunday in a 3-2 loss. It was his first of the year. Right wing pass, Utah enters the zone. Jamison feeds it across towards Strong, but Lions picked it off. As Trois-Rivieres dumps it in, Fitz will race after it. He'll get it about 10 feet in front of Miner. He'll feed it to the corner for Corey Thomas in his 3rd game with the Grizzlies is Thomas. Martin ahead to Strong. Strong feeds a right wing pass to Pfizer. Make that Jamison who dumps it in. Rolls around the boards. Pfizer fits in the left corner. Battling Strong. 2 Lions over there as well. Fitz battling along the boards. Number 14, James Phelan's in there for the Lions, hacking away. As we're 2 minutes into the game, still no score. Lions 1 shot. Utah's yet to take 1. Lions get it out of the pile, and they'll feed it across. Over to the right side, looking for Mamini. Passes wide of the mark, and icing is called on the Lions. 17:47 left here in the first. Draw goes back to the Trois-Rivieres Lions zone. Kind of interesting seeing a new team in the building. I know a lot of fans are intrigued when you see, because every now and then you can just see a lot of Idaho and Rapid City. And so it's interesting when you see a new opponent for the first time. First ever meeting between these clubs. It's the 2nd year of existence for the Lions. Draws over on the left side. Sekos will take it. He's an outstanding face-off man. He wins another draw. His first tonight. Nielsen over in the left point. Feeds over to right. Now to Sekos. One-timer, and it gets blocked. Blocked by Momini, the captain. And he'll feed it out to center ice. He'll bouncing off the far boards. Nilsson gets it. He'll peel back towards the near side. Nilsson will get it over to the captain, Connor McDonald. He's in the slot. He'll skate over to Sekos. Zach will feed it to the right side. It bouncing off the boards. Connor Welsh gets it taken away by Raby. Raby to the right side. Skates in. Shot. Saved by Verbetic. And the rebound goes out to the right corner. Puck ahead to McDonald. Out to Nilsson. Left side. Nilsson skates towards the slot, but has the puck glide off his stick and out of the zone to center ice. McDonald will feed it to Cameron Wright. He's along the near boards. Wright will skate back into his own zone. He'll get it back to McDonald. Connor surveys. He'll throw it off the boards, looking for Neil Robinson. Goes past him and all the way down for an icing call. Pass from McDonald to Robinson was incomplete. About 3 minutes into the game. 16:57 to be exact. Still no score. Guy Carenza hanging out with me. We'll talk with him during the intermissions and the postgame report. But, Guy, who's your pick to click tonight?
I'm going to go with Trent Miner tonight, Tyson.
He's going with the goalie, Trent Miner. To tell you the short-term memory loss thing I've got going on, I forgot who my pick to click was already. It's going to be over in the right circle. By Brett Stapley, wearing number 7. He won a national championship at Denver last year, but Pfizer wins the draw. Utah back in their own zone. McDonald over to Pfizer. He'll skate down the middle. He crosses center ice. Now he'll veer off to the right as he steps over the line. Pfizer skates around the net, and he's got good speed. Pfizer, the former Victoria Royal, gets over to Martin. One-timer, and it goes wide. Christian Simeone in his second game of the season. He'll get over to Robinson. Robinson's got 1 goal in 3 games this year. Over to Martin in the corner. Martin back to Pfizer. Now Martin back to Pfizer, left wing shot, and that gets blocked by Simeone out in front. Lions come back the other way. 3-on-3, they cross center ice. As the Lions skate in onside, but offside's the cause. It looked like the Lions kind of hesitated at the blue line, and that messed up the timing, so the whistle blows. The 16:21 left here in the first. There's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there, so we appreciate you choosing the Grizzlies here tonight. First of a 3-game set. Both teams will meet here tomorrow night at 7 o'clock and then Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. And then next weekend, the Grizzlies will be in Boise, Idaho to take on the Steelheads for a 2-game set. Keaton Jamison will take the draw. He celebrated a birthday last week. Anthony Beauregard from the Lions. Draw won by Utah, but taken away by the Lions. Billick with a shot that goes wide. He took it from the slot. He's taking it is Cam Strong. He'll skate in front of Trent Miner. Now he'll veer off to the far side. Now Strong will bounce off the far boards for Fitz. And Dylan dumps it in. And battling along the wall. And Strong nudges it towards Jamison, who's behind the net, trying to get it back to Strong. Now Strong skates towards the right corner, being shadowed by Centerami. Puck ends up in the left corner. Utah gets up top for Corey Thomas. Thomas will take a shot. And that one fires high and off the protective netting. It looks like you got a little bit too much air under that one as we get a whistle. And a fan in row 1 gets a souvenir. Looks like he's wearing a Peyton Jones jersey. Jones playing in the EIHL this season. In fact, I saw his brother Nolan Jones got traded. He's a member of the Cleveland Guardians, but no more. He got traded to the Colorado Rockies. In fact, this past season, the 2022 Major League Baseball season, Peyton Jones, his brother Nolan Jones, made his Major League debut with the Cleveland Guardians. Penner will take the draw with Walker and Pfizer out there, and the draw won by the Lions. Centerami will feed it to the far side, now across. As the Lions spread the ice, they'll get it out to neutralize. Now they'll skate in. Phelan gets knocked down by Nilsson, no call. Grizzlies come back the other way. Pfizer over to Walker on the right side. He dumps it in from just outside the Grizzlies' offensive blue line. Pfizer gets hit pretty hard. He gets back to his feet. He'll throw it to Nilsson. One-timer on his stick broke. The stick goes flying in the air, and he throws a piece of the stick. As Phelan enters the zone right side near the boards. Phelan throws to the left side. Shot! Oh, that one goes wide. It was looking at a pass, and Momini got blasted by Nilsson. And it looks like Phelan wants to go over and fight Nilsson. Nilsson didn't want to fight Phelan. Nilsson went down immediately. Boy, Andrew Nilsson with a big-time hit behind the Utah net, and he just knocked down Cedric Momini, the Lions captain. Phelan took offense and went after Nilsson. Nilsson went down pretty easy as Phelan's going to skate towards the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. Phelan's going to go, I imagine, for 2 minutes. 2 minutes for roughing, I would think would be the call on Phelan. Phelan's going to be the first one in the box. Lions penalty kill's been a bit of a slump to start the season, 65.4% on the penalty kill. Grizzlies power play over the last 7 games is 10 for 35. 2 minutes for roughing. Phelan's in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. Have you or someone you know been charged with a DUI? Rogers and Russell is Utah's DUI defense firm. Consequences for driving under the influence in Utah are serious. You need great attorneys on your first line. Look for a letter in the mail from Rogers and Russell inviting you to a free consultation. Don't throw away or disregard this letter. Call and get Utah's best DUI defense team, Rogers and Russell. Zach Sekos to take the draw. He's got Cameron Wright to his left and Johnny Walker to his right. Utah wins the draw. Nelson over to Pfizer. Pfizer on the right side. Trying to feather it in front to right, and he goes wide. Sekos along the near wall. Gets over to right in the left circle. So skate back towards the boards. He'll feed it across to Pfizer. He takes a shot. Got redirected by Walker. Stick and goes wide. Walker in the right corner. Loses it. And the Lions get pinned along the boards with Pfizer. And that's Francis Tebow, number 28. He's got good size. Right in the right corner. Thread up top for Pfizer. Pfizer back to right. Right across to Sekos. Zach tried to feed it out in front to Walker, but the pass bounced off the skate. It goes back to the left point for Nielsen. Now to Walker. Pfizer on the right side. He takes a shot that goes wide. He got blocked by a Lion. Sekos over towards Nielsen. Puck still in the zone as they feed it over to Pfizer. Right side shot. Saved by Verbetic. Rebound goes to the Lions. Maybe the biggest of all the Lions. Matthew Brodeur will nudge it ahead. They'll throw it to Nicholas Gay. He crosses center ice. Tries to dump it in all the way, but not all the way as Nielsen picked it off. 14:08 left in the first and counting. 52 seconds left in the Grizzlies power play. They're first of the game. Utah spreads the ice. Connor McDonald gets it. Utah made a line change. McDonald has it bounce off the Lions, stick on to Martin. Martin along the near wall. Grizzlies skate from right to left. Over to Fitz. It bounces off of Fitz. Now the Lions will nudge it ahead towards Momini, but it got to McDonald as Momini couldn't skate over there. As the Lions feed it out to center ice, it's picked off by McDonald. Connor will peel back into his own zone. Late in the power play, 25 seconds left. And he'll throw it to the right side for Penner. Penner skates in, he gets it poked away, and the Lions clear it out. Trois-Rivieres makes a line change. Trent Miner behind his net will give it to the captain, Connor McDonald, who scored the game winner in early November in overtime against Allen on November 9th. Grizzlies skate back in. Fitz will throw it to the corner for Martin. Martin trying to get it to the right side for Penner, went past him. Lions are back at full strength. McDonald over to Fitz. Fitz in the left side, takes a shot. They got blocked by the stick of Beauregard. Puck in the right corner. Raby nearby. Raby gets it poked away by Alex Breton. He's a big guy, defenseman, 6'1", 190 pounds, but looks bigger than that. Puck squirts towards the near side off the boards. It's taken by Trois-Rivieres. Welch will throw it to his left, now to the Beauregard. Now they get to the right circle. Centering pass, shot, and it goes wide. Golden opportunity by Colin Billick, but he shot it over the crossbar. Now Welch gets a right side shot, saved by Miner. And Trent holds on with 12:38 left in the first. Still no score here at Maverik Center. Timeout on the ice. We'll take one as well. We're back in 1 minute. Here at the first ever meeting between the Grizzlies and Lions. This is Grizzlies Hockey, presented by Mountain Land Supply Company.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Well, the Grizzlies picked up a penalty. Connor McDonald, 2 minutes for tripping, 7:22 into the contest. So Trois-Rivieres is going to be on the power play. First time tonight. No score at Maverik Center. Lions power play is 26% on the season. Grizzlies penalty kill is 77.8%, which ranks 17th in the league. It's going to be in the left circle. Good goaltending matchup. Joe Verbetic, the 20-year-old, is in net for the Lions, and Trent Miner for the Grizzlies. Miner broke a franchise record with 7 shutouts last season. Grizzlies win the faceoff and spin it all the way along the near wing boards, deep into the Lions zone, where it's taken by Olivier Galipeau. Gallipo quarterback in this power play skates down the middle. Now feed it to the right for Billick. Now towards John Parker Jones, one of their defensemen who's 6'7" and 230 pounds. Puck rolls along the far boards and back out to neutral ice. Lions peel back into their own zone as Jones with it wearing number 95. Boy, for his size, he looks like he moves around pretty well. He'll skate to the left side around Colatarchi. He'll take a shot. Saved by Minor, and Trent holds on. That one was near the goal line. I think that Jones, with his speed, and a guy that's 6'7", 230, and looks every bit of it, I think his speed surprised the Grizzlies a little bit. He got around Joey Colatarchi and found a scoring chance. Draw's going to be in the left circle. 1:26 left in the power play for Trois-Rivieres. Draw's going to be in the left circle as it's taken by the Lions. Momini will feed it up top. Now back to Momini in the corner. He'll get it to Jones, the biggest of all the Lions, 6'7", 230. He'll feed it up top now across towards Stapley. Stapley on the right side gets to the right corner for Momini. Back to Stapley. He'll throw it up top for Gallipo. He'll skate towards his left. He'll get it to Jones. Back to Gallipo. Fakes a shot. He feeds it to the right side for Stapley. He takes a shot and it goes wide. Puck rolls along the far wall. Gallipo kept it in. He'll throw it to Jones. Now to the corner. Momini back to Jones, who's 6'7". Over to Gallipo. Now to the right side looking for Stapley. Passes wide of the mark and rolls towards the end wall. Momini feeds it out front to Billick. He couldn't handle it. And Penner clears it out. Grizzlies make a line change. So do the Lions. 40 seconds left on the Lions' first power play of the game. As Trois-Rivieres at neutral ice crosses center. He'll feed it to the left side. Utah tried to pick it off. Trois-Rivieres deflects it to the corner. He'll feed it over to the left side. Now off the end wall. As Nicholas Gay will throw it to the right side. Now up top. Breton will feed it to the left side. Now back up top for Breton. He'll skate towards his left. He'll throw it to the far goal line. As Beauregard back to Breton. He'll throw it to the right side for Welch. Welch trying to get it to the left side. It bounced off the Grizzlies stick, and that was Pfizer. Welch in the right point. Throws it towards the corner. And William LeBlanc in the corner. Throws it across. As McDonald's out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5 skating. As Watermere will throw it out towards neutral ice. McDonald skates to the bench. Verbetic. You get it over to Breton. About halfway through the first period. Still no score. Pass up ahead to Rady. He'll skate to the left side. I tried to make a move towards his right and lost the puck. As LeBlanc, Gay in the area along the near side. Puck is still in the Lions zone. Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the first period. Sekos will feed it across to Martin. Now to the left side for right. He'll take a shot. Saved by Verbetic. Rebound goes to the Lions. Back in the corner. Trois-Rivieres will throw it towards LeBlanc. The Lions wearing a white jersey with blue numbers. Kind of looked like the Quebec Nordiques back in the day. LeBlanc skates down the middle. Lefty shot. Saved by Minor. Rebound goes out to the left corner. Lions in the offensive zone will wrap it around the boards. Taking over on the right side. Now to Phelan. Phelan trying to drop it off for McKay. Utah takes it away. Cameron Wright will skate along the left side. Right down the middle. He looked for a shot and got poked away by Verbetic. As Wright had somebody hanging towards his right. As the Lions skate in left side. Lefty shot goes wide. Puck rolls along the boards and goes out to center ice. Taken by Santino Centerami. He'll feed it across now to neutral ice, and dumping it in is James Phelan, who's got 3 assists and a +2 rating in 13 games. Over towards Fitz. Got poked away by Beauregard. Now back to Fitz, a former Orlando Solar Bear. He skates along the right wing, crosses center ice. Got his stick held up. And the Grizzlies dump it in. As Fitz wanted to call, but none to do here. Left point, Thomas with a shot that gets blocked. Taken back by Beauregard. He'll cross center ice. Fans like to hit behind the Lions' net. Beauregard across to Jones. Take a shot. He scores. John Parker Jones goes 6'7" and 230 pounds. And he picks up his 4th goal of the season. He got a pass from Beauregard. And Jones looked awfully impressive. Not just a guy that's all size and no skill. He's given the Lions a 1-0 lead with 8:56 left in the first. Tough break for the Grizzlies. The Lions draw first blood. Beauregard's going to get an assist. We'll see who else picks up a helper. Jones gets his 4th goal. Beauregard will get his 6th assist. It was an even 5-on-5, even strength goal. The Lions score first. And the Lions win the face-off. They'll skate towards the right goal line and around Miner's net. And Breton over in the corner, skates along the goal line, trying to chip it across, and bounced off the Colatarchi into the far corner. Now up to Jones, left point shot, blocker saved by Miner, and the puck flies out of play off the protective netting. 8:37 left in the first. Looks like the only assist awarded on the John Parker Jones goal was Beauregard. Time at goal 11:04 into the contest. The faceoff's going to be back in the Grizzlies zone. Don't forget, it's just the first of a 3-game set. It'll be an interesting weekend here at Maverik Center. The Grizzlies take on the Lions tomorrow night. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 faceoff. You can catch it here on Flow Sports and on YouTube for the audio stream. And then Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. Brett Stapley will get kicked out of the faceoff circle. He's still looking for his first goal of the season. Nicholas Gay will take the drop. Gay played 15 games with Abbotsford in the AHL last year. Was a teammate of Brandon Cutler's. If you joined us late, we'll give you some news on Cutler, who was loaned to Belleville in the AHL just yesterday. Grizzlies into the offensive zone. Pfizer on the left wing will fire it across the boards. Nudged back to neutralized by the Lions. And Stapley crosses center ice. He'll veer off to the right. Makes a nice move around Pfizer. Now to the right side. Stapley stops just before he gets to the corner. Throws up top for Breton. Right wing shot. And bounced off the Miner. Lions with a shot. Saved by Miner. Rebound shot. And that one goes wide. Taken by Gay out in front. As the Lions throw it back up top now across to Breton. Breton on the right side feeds it to the slot for Stapley. He gets it poked away by Nielsen. Back towards Breton. He gets tripped up by Walker. No call on the play. And the referee was looking right at it. Referee tonight is Nolan Boyer. Gay into the right side. Steps over the offensive line. As McDonald battling with Stapley. And Pfizer feeds out to the right side, but kept in by Tebow. Francis is his first name. Tebow will skate back to neutralize. He'll feed it across to Matthew Brodeur. Brodeur goes 6'6" and 204 pounds. Grizzlies get it back. Walker throws it to center ice for right. Now to Sekos on the left side. Sekos gets hit along the boards by Tebow. Goes back to Beauregard. He'll feed it across off the far boards. Billett couldn't reach it. Kyle Pouncey will poke it ahead to Raby. Raby crosses center ice, makes a nice move. Raby skates into the left circle. He'll take a lefty shot. And a pad saved by Verbetic. Rebound goes out to the corner. And Sekos on the left side. Skate towards the slot. Backhand shot saved by Verbetic. Oh, that was a nice move by Sekos. Nice save by the Lions goaltender. Up ahead towards center ice. It bounced off a stick. And it looks like icing is waved off. As Pouncey over in the corner gets hit by William LeBlanc. And the pass ends up going back to Utah as Cam Strong. He'll skate to the left side. He'll dump it in. Get around a skater and negate the icing. Strong's got really good speed. Now to the right side. Jamison gets spun around. No call. Now Jamison gets it back. Trying to feed it over to Strong. Bounced off the stick and Jamison over just outside the right circle. Feeds it up top to Colatarchi. Joey with a shot that gets blocked. Rebound goes out to the Lions. Cinerami skate to the right side. And it looks like we got a penalty. And it's going to be on the Lions as Trent Miner was skating towards the bench. But the play was touched up by the Lions. 6:35 left in the first. And Anthony Beauregard is going to the box. 2 minutes for slashing. Time 6:35 left in the first period. Lions lead 1-0. As John Parker Jones scored 11:04 in. Slashing's a call. Time a penalty 13:25. Make sure to follow the Grizzlies on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I haven't made a TikTok yet, but I am on Twitter at Tyson on Sports. Sadly, knowing the state of my life, I've set up a Bumble before I've set up a TikTok. It should be the other way around. And the Lions win the face-off and throw it all the way out towards Trent Miner. Maybe a TikTok can help me get a date better than Bumble can. I don't know. Nilsson will throw it back to Pfizer. Pfizer will skate it out to the center ice. Left wing pass to Sekos. Now nudge it to his left for Walker off the boards. Sekos centers it to Pfizer, but he wasn't in a shooting position. Now to Nilsson. He'll skate towards his right. Throw it to Cameron Wright. Back to Nilsson. Nilsson takes a shot, throws it towards Pfizer. Pfizer just outside the right corner. He'll throw it to Nilsson. Nilsson in the right point. Switches places with Pfizer. Now Nilsson surveys. He's looking towards his left. He'll feed it across to Sekos. Sekos just outside the left circle. Centering pass. Shot. That one goes wide as it went over the crossbar. And a one-time tap by Cameron Wright. Puck rolls along the near wall. Sekos will throw it up top for Nilsson. Across to Pfizer. Back up top for Nilsson. He fakes a shot and throws it to Sekos. Sekos left side takes a shot. That gets blocked by Brodeur. And Grizzlies are able to keep it in the right side. Pfizer will feed it to Walker, who's behind the net. Walker will bounce it off the near wall for Sekos. Sekos on the left side over Nilsson, who fakes a one-timer, gathers it. Now it takes a quick wrist shot, redirection, score! I Johnny Walker redirected the Nilsson shot. Utah has tied the game with a power play goal of their own. First period. Looks like Walker picked up his fifth goal of the season. Andrew Nilsson with another power play assist. That's his ninth power play assist of the season. Just your classic wrist shot from the slot into traffic. Walker gets the goal. Nilsson and Sekos with the assist. Sekos, that's his fourth assist of the season. Johnny Walker celebrating his fifth goal of the year as he sits next to Dakota Raby on the Grizzlies bench. Walker gets a pat on the back from Grizzlies assistant Jared Pike. Tied at 1 with 5:20 left in the first period. Back to 5-on-5 skating. Utah is now 11 for 37 on the power play over the last 7.5 games. Grizzlies now offensive zone. Thomas will feed over to the left side. Picked off by a Lion. And they'll sail the puck towards Trent Miner. No icing on the play as Thomas skates around his net. He'll bounce off the end wall from Martin. Over to Fitz wearing number 13. Back to Martin. Martin skates around the net. He now skates down the middle. Martin's getting somebody hanging on him on the right side towards Strong, who dumps it in from near the Lions bench. Center Rami will feed it across. Lions skate from left to right here in the first period. Over towards Nicholas Trois-Rivieres. He'll dump it into the near side. Nilsson will feed it out to center ice. Pass is picked off. Stapley skates towards the right side after stepping over the offensive line. He'll roll it around the boards. Breton over in the corner has to go past him. Lions couldn't handle it as it rolls towards the slot. And nudging it back to center ice is Fitz. Lions will regather it as Utah will change up skaters. Lions with a pass that goes behind Gay. Taken back by Nilsson. They'll feed it across to Connor McDonald. McDonald over to Nilsson. Nilsson already with his 13th assist of the season. Throws it across to Raby. Raby skates into the right side towards the middle. Lion got it poked away by center Rami. And back towards center ice. Grizzlies feed it across to Thomas. Corey dumps it in, or tried to, and it bounced off of Penner. Penner dumps it in, where it's taken by Connor Welsh. He's not very big, but he looks like a fast skater. Welsh wearing number 59, throws it out to center ice. Pass connects with Stapley. Stapley across towards McKay. McKay played for Indy last year, wearing number 89. McKay dumps it to the corner, gets around Thomas. Taken by McDonald. He'll get it across to Corey Thomas, wearing number 3. Thomas was number 14 last season for Idaho. Throw it to center ice. It bounced off the stick of Raby as Tebow dumps it in. It rolls around towards the left corner. Momeni gets taken away by McDonald. He'll throw it across. Thomas over to Raby. Raby avoids a check of Tebow on to Thomas. Thomas back to Raby. He was at the Utah goal line. Raby gets blasted by Momeni. Pass ahead to center ice. Bounces off the stick and taken by the Lions. And dumping it in is Matthew Brodeur. He goes 6'6" and sports a beard of 204 pounds. Not the beard, but him. It's 204 pounds. Over to the right corner. Thomas delivers a hit. Play starting to get physical here as the filling out process is about over. Lions over to the left corner. Feed it across. Beauregard behind the net. Beauregard's very crafty with the puck. He'll throw it to the far side. Now the Lions left wing shot saved by Miner. That was taken by Gallipo. And Utah comes out with a one-on-one battle along the far wall. Grizzlies skate out to center ice. Right will feed it across off the boards for Sekos. Grizzlies enter as Sekos over to the corner. Tried to roll it around the boards. Lions picked it off. Turnover. Martin centering pass. Shot. That one goes wide. Taken by Walker. As Wright skates towards the right point. They'll feed it to Sekos in the right circle over to Kolatarchi. And it bounced off of Kola sticking out to neutral ice. Grizzlies will reset. Sekos near the Lions bench will get it across to Martin. Martin drops it off for Walker. He'll take a righty shot. Saved by Verbetic. And he holds on with 2:18 left in the first period. It's the Lions 1 and the Grizzlies 1. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
.218 left in the first period. So Grizzlies won and the Lions won. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Krenz. We'll hear from Guy during the intermission report. Draw's going to be in the Trois-Rivieres zone. Lions scored first tonight, 11:04 in. As John Parker Jones scored his fourth of the year. Anthony Beauregard with the assist, and the Grizzlies got a power play goal, 14:40 in. Johnny Walker's fifth of the year. As the Lions dumping into the left corner of the offensive zone. They're about a 500 team this season with a record of 6-6-1. They'll throw it up top to the left point for Breton. He gets around Pfizer. He takes a shot. And that one gets blocked by Pouncey. Puck squirts towards the high slot. Bounces over the stick of Pouncey onto the goal line on the far side. Pfizer gets it. As the Lions will make a line change. Stapley will skate off a little bit slowly as he got hit pretty hard. As Nielsen back behind his own net. And he'll feed it out to center ice for Pfizer. Pass connects. Pfizer dumps it in as it was a 2-on-3 situation at the end of a shift. Jamison along the corner avoids a check of Wells. She'll throw it up top for Martin. Across to McDonald. Puck glanced off the stick but stayed in the zone. McDonald will bounce it off the Trois-Rivieres player and goes into the Utah blue line. Martin back in his own zone will get it out towards center ice looking for Strong. And the pass didn't connect as icing is called with 1:19 left here in the first. Draw goes back towards Trent Miner. Both teams have 9 shots. Kind of seems like a pretty evenly played game. Trois-Rivieres looks like a team that's got a lot of speed. And they kind of complement that speed with big guys. You think about the 6'6" Matthew Brodeur and the 6'7" John Parker Jones. Seems like the blue line for them, has speed and size, kind of that combination. As Lions win the face-off, Beauregard in the right corner, the former league MVP spins it around. Fits over on the left side, throws it ahead. Left wing, centering pass by the Lions. It's picked off by Martin. Puck goes back to neutralize. Beauregard will feed it over towards Billick. Passes wide of the mark, but it was in Grizzlies territory. Billick battling with McDonald behind the Utah net. Now to Fitz along the near side. He'll get it to Jamison. Now Strong gets it along the near wing boards. Back to Fitz. He bounces it off of Billick. And the Lions will fire it off the far boards. Taken by McDonald deep in the Grizzly zone. Connor across to Martin. Rice and Martin wearing number 14 ahead to Sekos. Sekos back in his own end. We'll throw it to center ice. Bouncing puck goes over the stick of Fitz. Onto a Lion. That's Matthew Brodeur. They'll feed it to the near side. Taken by Raby. Gets around a skater. Raby skates towards the left side. Into the circle and take a shot. I swung and missed. And he fired away after regathering it. The shot goes wide. Taken by Sekos. Right side, he'll throw it up top for Thomas. Thomas with a lefty wrist shot. And a pad save by Verbetic. Rebound goes to the left corner. Martin spins it around from corner to Fitz. He'll take a tough angled shot. Saved by Verbetic. Rebound goes out towards Nicholas Gay. And puck ends up towards Brodeur, and he'll lift the puck as it bounces deep in the Grizzlies zone. And that will do it for the first period. Here as it was a filling out process and an interesting one. Grizzlies ended up outshooting the Lions 10-9 in the first period. Both teams scored a goal as John Parker Jones got the Lions on the board first. 11:04 in. It is fourth of the season. Beauregard with the assist. And then the Grizzlies answered with a power play goal. Johnny Walker getting his fifth of the year. Nielsen and Sekos with the assist. And watch out for the special teams. Trois-Rivieres does have the worst penalty kill in the league. So can the Grizzlies get enough power plays and convert on that? That can end up making a big difference in this series. Well, if you're not out here at Maverik Center tonight, you've got to come out tomorrow night because it looks like it's going to be a pretty fun series. When we come back, we'll recap the first period. We'll also talk with Guy Krenz and get his thoughts on what he saw in the first 20 minutes. We'll also go over some scores from around the world of sports. Through one period here at Maverik Center, it's the Lions won and the Grizzlies won in their first ever meeting. Siegfried and Jensen intermission reports coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
This thing turned on. We're here on Flow Sports and YouTube here. Our homes for Grizzlies hockey all season long. I'm Tyson Whiting. We'll talk with Guy Carenza later on during the first intermission. Quite frankly, it felt like a pretty evenly played first period. My two teams are about 500 in terms of the points percentage on the season. Grizzlies are 6-7, while Trois-Rivieres is 6-6-1. The Lions ended up scoring first. John Parker Jones, and for his size, 6'3", 6'7", 230 pounds, he moves around pretty well for his size. I gotta say, he looked impressive in the first period. There was one shot on the left side where he got around Kuatarchi. It was a nice move. But then later on in the period, the Lions looked like they had numbers. They entered the attack zone with some momentum. Beauregard was skating down the middle. We talked about him during the pregame show and most of the first period because he's a guy that's established himself in this league and certainly established himself against the Grizzlies a couple of years ago. Threw it over to the right side for Jones. John Parker Jones fired away with an impressive-looking wrist shot past Trent Miner. Time of goal, 11:04. It was one of those plays where I almost thought a second assist should have been added, but Beauregard got the only assist there, and the Lions took a 1-0 lead. Now, one weakness for the Lions here so far this season has been their penalty kill. They're only 67.4% on the penalty kill coming into play tonight. Anthony Beauregard got a slashing minor, 13:25 into the game. That turned out to be the Grizzlies' second power play of the contest as Phelan got a roughing minor, 4:47 in, and then Utah's Connor McDonald got a tripping minor, 7:22 in. Nobody scored on either of those power plays, but Beauregard got the slash, and Utah got back on the power play. Kind of working that five-man unit. Walker was out in front of the net. Walker was just a little bit between, in the slot, or Wright was a little bit in the slot between Walker and Nilsson. Nilsson, the high slot, kind of feathered a wrist shot. He's kind of known more for that powerful one-timer, but feathered a wrist shot that got redirected by Johnny Walker and into the back of the net. Walker picking up his 5th goal of the season. Nilsson getting his 13th assist of the year. 9 of those 13 assists have been on the power play. The 9 power play assists lead the league. And Zach Sekos also picked up a help for his 4th assist of the season. In terms of shots for the Grizzlies, Walker led the way with 3. Sekos and Raby have 2, and then 1 shot each for Corey Thomas, Taryn Pfizer, and Cameron Wright. The Lions goaltender Joe Verbetic, who's only 20 years old, stopped 9 of 10 in the first period. As for the Lions in the first period, Olivier Galipo, Alex Brett, and John Parker Jones each had 2 shots. Both the Jones shots were grade A opportunities. And the one on the right side on the pass from Beauregard found the back of the net, 11:04 in. And then 1 shot each for Connor Welsh, William LeBlanc, and Nicholas Gay. 9 shots in the first period for the Lions. Trent Miner, the Utah goaltender, stopped 8 of 9. So the Grizzlies get a power play goal. Lions scored even strength. I think that special teams is going to be a big factor considering the Lions have a pretty strong power play unit, 26%, but their penalty kill is only 67.4%. Power play shots in the first period, Utah had 3, and Trois-Rivieres had none. Hits, Grizzlies 8 in the first period. Trois-Rivieres had 3. Let's go over some scores from around the world of sports as well as the ECHL. We'll talk with Guy Carenza here shortly in the next segment. Looks like first intermission. Looks like they're just starting out the second period. Over in Boise, Idaho leads Allen 2-1. Jonas Vandenbergs and Zane Franklin have the Idaho goals. It looks like Colton Hargrove has the Allen tally. Idaho outshot Allen 16-7 in the first period. They are through one. Idaho leads 2-1. First intermission over at the Monument. Rapid City leads Kansas City 1-0. Looks like Robertson picked up his first goal of the season for Rapid City. Adam Carlson is in net for the Rush. He stopped all 6 shots in the first period. Shane Sterrett stopped 8 of 9 for Kansas City. End of 1. Rapid City leads 1-0. 4 minutes and 58 seconds and counting left in the second period. Tulsa leads Wichita 4-0. As Eddie Matsushima has 2 goals. It looks like Lindgren and Alex Gilmore also tallying goals. Matsushima also with an assist. So he's got 2 goals and 1 assist and a +4 rating tonight. Tulsa 4, Wichita 0. That game with 4.5 minutes left in the second period. One other game in progress. Late third period, Toledo leads Fort Wayne 6-3. Toledo's off to a slow start after winning the Western Conference last season. They are just 4-6-0-1 this year. Fort Wayne is 4-5-1-2. All the other games have gone final in the league. Reading defeats Maine 1-0. Kalamazoo over Wheeling 4-1. Florida defeats Jacksonville 4-2. Indy over Iowa 5-2. Iowa goes to 1-9-2-1 on the season. Atlanta defeats South Carolina 3-1. Adirondack over Newfoundland 3-2. And in overtime, how about this? The Norfolk Admirals get their second win of the season. They defeat Worcester. You're talking about all-time upsets. Worcester came into play tonight with a record of 13-2-1. Norfolk came in with a record of 1-15. How about that for an upset? The Admirals and Jeff Carr pick up their second win of the season. Looks like Milan picked up the game winner 3-16 into overtime. And former Grizzly Eric Williams picked up an assist in overtime. Williams had 1 goal and 1 assist for Norfolk. I thought he was a pretty good player here in Utah back in the 2019-2020 season. And how about Jeff Carr upsetting the Worcester Railers 5-4 over at the Norfolk Scope. And speaking of Norfolk, it looks like the Grizzlies and the Admirals completed a trade earlier today. Aaron Thope, a defenseman, has been traded to the Grizzlies for future considerations. Though, T-H-O-W is how he spells his last name. The move might be official tomorrow, but it looks like rumors have it that Aaron Thope has been traded to the Utah Grizzlies, and he'll add some depth to the team's blue line. When we come back to the intermission report, we'll talk with Guy Krenzen and get his thoughts on what he saw in a pretty interesting first period. Looked like it was evenly played, score tied at 1. Around the Grizzlies Hockey Network, Siegfried and Jensen intermission report right here on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
First intermission here at Maverik Center. It's the Grizzlies 1 and the Lions 1. I'm Tyson Whiting, joined by Guy Krenzen. You can see right there on the video feed, we got the stats of the first period. Shots are pretty close to even. 10 shots for the Grizzlies, 9 for the Lions. Face-offs, Lions won that battle 9-7. Hits, Grizzlies won that 8-3. And, of course, just as we zoom in, they take away the stats. But, Guy, what did you see from that first period?
It was pretty evenly played, I think, but it was a good start for the Grizzlies, and I like the way that they played. They showed a lot of speed, and we saw Cameron Wright moving with speed. We saw Taryn Pfizer moving around, making things happen with his speed, skating around, getting shots, making plays, and I really like that from the Grizzlies' perspective because in the last series against Idaho was a step ahead of them, and it looked like the Grizzlies were the slower team. Here tonight, both teams are moving quickly, but it seems like the Grizzlies are really using their speed to their advantage, and I think that's going to help them win.
Obviously, when you have two teams that have never seen each other before, there's that filling out process. What did you notice about the Lions in the first period and scouting them out?
They were quick. They moved with a lot of speed, and I think that surprised you and I both when we were talking in between commercials. They're a big team. They got some big guys that were moving with a lot of speed, and you usually don't see that from guys that are 6'6" or 6'5". So that was really shocking. But I think the biggest surprise for me overall is that the Grizzlies are leading 8-3 in the hit department, being the smaller team. So that shows that they came out and they were ready to play, and they came out and they were physical.
I got to say, I was pretty impressed with John Parker Jones, number 95 for the Lions. There's that move he made around Colatarchi and pretty much went coast to coast for a scoring chance from the left side. I think that the Grizzlies were a little bit surprised at how quick he was there on that move, and then he ended up scoring the goal a couple minutes later.
Yeah, John Parker Jones, he's a big guy, 6'7", 230. You wouldn't expect him to move around with that kind of speed, but he did, and maybe that caught the Grizzlies defense off guard, which led to that goal. But I think they'll be more aware of that going into the second and third period. And from my scouting report on the Lions, they seem to have a pretty good second period, but then they seem to have a really bad third period. So if the Grizzlies if they can last the second period, have a good period in the second, come out strong in the third, I think they'll have a good chance of winning it.
Grizzlies' second periods have been their strongest this season. You have the numbers on the second period for the Lions?
I don't have the numbers. I just noticed through the stat sheet there that they were good in the second and they were bad in the third. I believe that it was something with the goal differential. They gave up a lot more goals in the third period, and they had a positive goal differential in the second period. So just something to look out for.
I think from the Grizzlies' perspective, it was great to see Johnny Walker redirect that Nielsen shot on the power play. And I think if you're Utah, you want to see some more power plays there, because if the numbers kind of bear out, Utah having been pretty good on the power play over the last 7 or 8 games. In fact, they're 11 for 37 over the last 7.5 games on the power play, and the Lions have kind of struggled on the penalty kill so far this season.
Yeah, and Tyson, it's interesting because we talked about that in the pregame in the open, was can the Grizzlies capitalize on the Lions' worst penalty kill in the league? And they did. And it was apparent on that second power play that the Grizzlies were just dominating in terms of possession, getting shots on. I believe they spent like a full minute in the Lions zone leading up to that goal. And as we talked before in the open as well, puck luck. You get Johnny Walker out in front of the net, shot by Nielsen, you get a deflection. It's a tie game.
That's what the Grizzlies have needed. That's what they've needed there over the last couple of weeks. You get a deflection like that, maybe you get a rebound. It always seems like the Grizzlies, unfortunately, had to work pretty hard to score their goals. You get a redirection like that, especially since what appears to be an athletic goaltender like Joe Verbetic. I mean, that's how you're going to have to do it this week.
Yeah, the Lions aren't going to make it easy on them. They're a team that's around the 500 mark. So are the Grizzlies, and they need those points to keep up within their division. So, the Grizzlies aren't going to get handed wins here. They're going to have to work for them, and it seems like they're doing a good job of using their speed and trying to beat the Lions around the corners and taking advantage of that poor penalty kill.
Watch out for the Lions offensively. Coming into play tonight, they have 17 goals in their last 3 games. They swept the Norfolk Admirals in a 3-game set. Lions are on a 4-game winning streak right now. As for the Grizzlies, they're on a 4-game losing streak, and I think it'll be interesting to see what gives here in the next 20 minutes. Guy, we'll talk to you during the second intermission.
All right, thank you, Tyson.
That's Guy Carenza hanging out with us high atop Section 114. I know tomorrow we might even hear from Tim Broussard. I think he might be able to make it tomorrow, and we'll hear the insights from Tim during the intermissions and postgame, as well as Guy. We'll have some fun here this weekend. First of a 3-game set. Grizzlies and the Lions. When we come back, we'll have second period action here from Maverik Center. The flex cam is on right now. Make sure you give your best flex there on Thanksgiving, Black Friday. On an AFCU Friday. Don't forget, tomorrow is going to be the second annual Pride Night presented by FedEx. That's going to be here at Maverik Center. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. We'll have second period action coming up next. Once again, the score. The Lions won and the Grizzlies won. This is the Siegfried and Jensen intermission report on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. We'll have second period action shortly as the Grizzlies take on the Lions for the first time ever. I think in the comments section there on the YouTube feed, I think John Stockton has commented on. Let's go Grizz, says John Stockton. Rich Johnson says, let's go power play. Power play did score Utah's goal. And, you know, we set this thing up. It was like a five-man unit trying to figure out how to set this gear up, and we're not entirely sure if the Flow Sports audio is working or not. We're surveying the situation, but just let us know one way or another if you're watching on Flow Sports, as we do have a comment section here on YouTube that we're able to see. But I think it was an interesting first period. Grizzlies certainly need the victory, haven't lost 4 in a row, as they're on the ice right now, and Trois-Rivieres has now hit the ice to start the second period. We got Guy Carenza hanging out here high atop section 114. Guy, what do you think is going to make the big difference here in the second period? Looks like we're joined by Grisby as well.
Grisby, look at that. He's
good to see Grisby here. I mean, he was here during a playoff game. It looks like he's got a sign that says, "Here, kitty, kitty." And the Lions are a cat. They're a big cat. And there's Grisby as he's having some fun here on a Friday night. First of a 3-game set. We do have some more seats here on press row this evening. Grisby hanging out here, wearing number 95 as usual in his black jersey. The Grizzlies wearing the black jerseys with white numbers and professional green trim. And if you saw the Quebec Nordiques play hockey back years ago, it's kind of a very similar look. White jersey with blue numbers, blue lettering on the back, blue shorts, and a little bit of white, blue, and red mixed into the socks. They're led by interim head coach of the Lions, Marc-Andre Bergeron. Both teams skating around, just waiting for time to elapse here before we start the second period. What's going to make the big difference here in the second? It's going to be a power play for the Grizzlies. There's going to be another redirection on a shot. Nilsson had his shot redirected by Johnny Walker for Utah's goal. What's going to make that big difference here in the second period? I almost have a feeling Cameron Wright is due. Wright's been having some words. It's probably been pleasant words with his former college teammate Brett Stapley. Stapley was at Denver for 4 seasons. Wright transferred from Bowling Green to Denver. And both guys won a national championship last season for Denver. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens on both those guys as the series progresses. I almost got a feeling Cameron Wright, who's got 3 goals this season, all of them game winners. I got a feeling he's due for a big final 2 periods here tonight. Puck is dropped, and we're underway for the second period as Utah wins the faceoff. McDonald throws it to right. Utah skating from left to right here in the second period. Wright dumps it in as he bounces off the glass and rolls towards the left corner. Raby will kick it back to the right corner over to Wright. He tried to feed it over to McDonald. Gay battling in the corner. So is Breton. Breton battling with Raby as Breton holds up Raby along the wall. And Gay will flick it over towards number 89, Riley McKay. McKay in his own corner will bounce it off the end wall towards Breton. Breton will feed it out to center ice for Gay. He gets it poked away by Nilsson. Back towards Gay. He skates in 2-on-2, right circle. As he looks to center it, pass goes wide to Riley McKay, who was cutting towards the net. Left side, Breton drops it off for McKay. He'll throw it to the left point. Fires it across. Shot goes wide. That was taken by Olivier Galipo, number 26. Grizzlies out towards center ice. A lot of mustaches being worn here in November by hockey players on both sides. As pass ends up towards Breton, but the pass never got anywhere. Stapley has to regather it at neutral ice and dumps it in. On to Minor, who has to cover up his. Looked like the Lions had a guy skating towards Trent, and he was unable to give the puck to Nilsson. So Draw's going to be back in the Grizzlies zone. 18:54 left here in the second period. Neither team's taken an official shot so far in the second. I think one Grizzly that really stood out in that first period, he's on the ice now. Taron Pfizer. Pfizer and Sekos are tied for the club lead with 6 goals this season. Penner's out there taking the draw. He's out there along with Johnny Walker. 2 defensemen are Martin and Colatarchi. Utah wins the faceoff. Colatarchi behind Utah's net will throw it to the corner for Martin. Martin across to Penner. Now to Walker. Walker ahead to Pfizer. I was looking for Pfizer but couldn't reach it. No icing as Pfizer skates towards the left corner. He gets it. He'll skate from corner to corner. Loses the puck. Lions get it back. It's taken by Galipo. 6 feet, 203 pounds. He almost looks bigger than that. Up ahead towards LeBlanc. He feeds it across at center ice. Lions had to run it down. Billick from center ice dumps it in. He'll skate off as he took a big hit at center ice. As Colatarchi throws it to Pfizer. Now across to Martin, who crosses center ice left wing. Trying to get it back to Pfizer. Picked off by center Rami. Santino's his first name. Lines from a blue line pass. As it throws out towards LeBlanc. He skates around the net eye, trying to feather it out in front. The only stick there was Martin of the Grizzlies. He'll ice the puck. No icing, though, as it doesn't get to the Lions' goal line. As Brodeur races down, throws to neutral ice. Grizzlies dump it back in, taken back by the Lions. Brodeur will feed it out to neutral ice. It bounced off a Momini stick. Puck ends up in the Grizzly zone, but Utah has the puck. Dylan Fitz skates towards the near side. Across to Thomas. Thomas out to center ice for Jamison, who tried to dump it in, but just got a little bit into the line zone. Now the puck squirts towards the right corner. Up ahead towards Jonathan Jonette, who's got 1 goal and 2 assists this season. Jonette wearing number 10. Lions dumping all the way into the offensive zone. Momini showing some great speed. He's their captain. He stops along the near boards, a former Rapid City Rush skater. He feeds it across. As the Lions skate towards the right corner, back towards Momini. Goes past him and rolls along the near wall. Fitz over there along with Pouncey as they're double teaming the line in the corner. Lions feed it from corner to corner. Thomas gets blasted by Nicholas Trois-Rivieres, number 55. As Grizzlies clear it out, it hits Verbetic in the crease. He'll outlet it out to center ice. Looking for Trois-Rivieres as he runs into the referee, Nolan Bloyer, back along the near boards. Trois-Rivieres delivers a hit. And the puck ends up going out into the Lions zone. Running it down is Connor Welch. He'll cut in front of his goaltender, feed a left wing pass to Breton, who crosses center ice. Breton skates into the left side, fakes the shot, skates towards the circle, now around the net. I try to feather it out in front and hit the side of the net. Taking it's Christian Simeone. He'll bounce it off the near wall. And it looks like it's going to be icing as it goes past John Parker Jones and everybody else. The arm is raised by the linesman. And we get a whistle with 16:34 left here in the second period. They say over the years, and I've kind of noticed it myself, the hockey has turned more and more into a speed game. You kind of see it with both teams. A lot of spreading the ice, a lot of utilizing their speed, and it seems like both teams really want to spread the ice quite a bit and utilize their speed and playmaking ability. This looks like a fun, aesthetically pleasing brand of hockey that we'll see here this weekend at Maverik Center. Draw won by the Lions. They're back in their offensive zone. Over towards Wells. She takes a shot and it bounced off a Grizzly. Utah skating from left to right. It starts the attack. Robinson crosses center ice, and they'll dump it in. As Grisby holding up his Hey Kitty Kitty sign as he's out there near the penalty box area. Puck squirts over the head of Nilsson and out to center ice where McDonald will peel back into his own zone. Connor with an outlet pass to center ice for Robinson. It glanced off him. No icing. Joe Verbetic to the side of his net. Will give it towards Alex Breton. He'll feed it out to center ice for McKay. He'll drop it off for Stapley, who enters the zone. Back to McKay, trying to drop it off for Gay. Goes past him and rolls all the way towards the far boards. Sekos up ahead to right. Right's got a breakaway on the right side. He'll skate up, take a shot. Saved by Verbetic as he tried to go low on him. Trois-Rivieres out to center ice. Pass bounced off the stick of Sekos and on to Minor, but the side of his net will give it towards Martin. Now to Sekos. On the far side, gets it out to center ice. Right couldn't reach it. Right spins around Olivier Galipo. Now it bounces over to Raby. Right side, he enters the zone. Drops off for Sekos. I tried to feed right out in front. It bounced off the skate of Galipo. Rolls to the left side. Martin with a shot, and that one's blocked away by the stick of Matthew Brodeur. Out to center ice. Kuatarchi will feed it towards the Grizzlies bench for right, who overskates it. Puck ends up flipping into the air as it bounces at neutral. It's taken by Sekos. He'll skate into the left side. Oh, got poked away by Galipo. It made a nice defensive play. Puck rolls to right. It bounces over a stick and into the right corner. The puck is deep in the Lions zone as Beauregard has it bounced off a Grizzlies skate and on to Verbetic, who covers up. So it looks like Beauregard bouncing off the skate of right, and Verbetic, the goaltender, is covered up. As we've seen very few shots here so far in the second period. The Grizzlies have 2 shots in the second. Officially, the Lions have yet to take one on Trent Minor. Trent making his 7th appearance this season. And you know, at any given moment, he's going to break through with that sort of outing that he had last season. He only had 7 shutouts, and when he had his A game on, nobody was able to score on him. Draws in the right circle. Penner will take it along with Pfizer and Walker. Draw one by Utah. McDonald throws to Nilsson left side. Trying to get it across. It bounced off the stick. Goes to Pfizer in the corner. Pfizer on the right side. Feathers a shot, and that one gets blocked out in front by Brodeur. Brodeur gets the puck. He's 6'6" and 205 pounds. Is he being shadowed by Johnny Walker? Ahead to Phelan. He'll throw it to the right side. Picked off by Nilsson. Nilsson at neutral ice will feed it across to Penner on the right side. Penner enters the zone. Over to Walker. Walker, while he's falling down, takes a shot, saved by Verbetic. I don't know how he got that much on a shot while he was falling down. Taken by Phelan. 2-on-1. Phelan to the right side, trying to center it to Momini. Grizzlies got a stick in the way, and that was the captain, Connor McDonald. Great defensive play. That's why he's such a good defensive player. Always seems to have his stick in the right place at the right time. As Walker skates into the right side. Over to the circle, it takes a shot. Kick saved by Verbetic. And Walker over towards the right goal line. Penner skates over there. Back to Walker behind the net. Johnny feeds to the left side for Martin. Martin takes a lefty shot on, bounced off the body, and on to Verbetic. And the Lions goaltender holds on. Creative play by Johnny Walker, showing some patience. Throw it to Martin easy. Throw it to Martin on the left side. And it looked like the shot from Martin bounced off a couple bodies, maybe a stick, and on to Verbetic, who kind of had to get creative to make that save. Looks like the Lions goaltender is very athletic. He's only 20 years old. Played in the OHL last season with North Bay and had a 29-10-6 record, a 2.87 goals against average. So he's somebody to watch out for in the future, because it looks like the future is bright for the goaltender, Joe Verbetic. 6'6" and 186 pounds. One of the taller goaltenders you'll see. Grizzlies win the draw. Left point. Shot goes wide. That was taken by Martin. Puck along the near boards of the Lions zone. Trois-Rivieres gets it. They'll bounce it off the near glass. Colatarchi at center ice will dump it back in. Verbetic behind his net will spin it along the near wall. Taken back by Trois-Rivieres and into the corner. Strong collides with Centeromi. And now it goes back to the left point. Now across to Colatarchi. Feeds it across Jamison with a one-timer that didn't get much on as it just rolled towards the end wall. Lions clear it out to center. Colatarchi will skate after it. He'll feed it across to Martin at neutral ice. Martin ahead towards Jamison. Jamison tried to dump it to the corner where Strong was chasing after it. Lions picked it off. Lions cross center ice, and dumping it in is Nicholas Trois-Rivieres. He's got 2 goals in 8 games this season. This will be his 9th game. As Colatarchi over to Jamison. Jamison crosses center ice, 2-on-3. He'll skate into the left point. Shot saved by Trois-Rivieres. The Grizzlies make a line change behind him. In fact, Jamison comes off as well. 13 minutes and counting left in the second period, and we're tied at 1. Neither team has scored here so far in the second. As Breton gets to neutral ice, dumps it in, and it looks like it's going to be icing on the Lions. As Breton was either a little bit impatient there with his passes. He easily could have gotten to center ice, or he thought icing would have gotten waved off. Either way, Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw with 12:48 left in the second period. About halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes. Grizzlies hockey is brought to you by Operation Lifesaver Utah, C-Tracks, Think Train, and by Coca-Cola, where real magic is only a sip away, and by America First Credit Union. As after all, this is an AFCU Friday where tickets start at just $8 every Friday. Home game for the Grizzlies when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverik Center box office. Puck cleared towards center ice after Utah won the draw. They raced towards the near boards. Utah got hit up high, and I think the official spotted it. And it looks like interference is going to be the call, as William LeBlanc was battling with Nielsen. A Grizzly got hit up high, and it's Raby, but it's Nielsen going to the box. Interference is the call. The Lions will be on the power play when we come back in 1 minute. Tied at 1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
It's the Lions 1 and the Grizzlies 1. Andrew Nilsson gets 2 minutes for interference. Time of penalty, 12:37. Or time of penalty, 7:23, as we've got 12:37 left in the second period. The Lions are 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. They're 26% coming into play tonight. Grizzlies penalty kill 77.8%. Grizzlies 14 shots, the Lions 9. Utah's taken each of the first 4 shots of this second period. And as the draw won by Utah, they're battling along the far boards. As the action is in the Grizzlies zone, Utah gets it and Zach Sekos clears it out. Good job by Sekos battling along the boards and winning that battle, clearing it out. Pass over towards John Parker Jones. He picks up a first period goal for Allen, or for Trois-Rivieres, as The Lions cross center ice. They'll skate over to the right onside. They'll bounce it off the boards. Gallipo will nudge it towards the corner for Momini. Momini will feed it from one corner to the other. And skating towards the point and keeping it in is Gallipo. He centers a pass, and it's picked off by McDonald, who clears it out. Joe Verbetic will throw it to the far side now around towards Parker Jones. The Lions start skating north-south. They'll drop it off for Stapley. Stapley crosses center ice, enters the zone, and he gets it towards the slot. Lions skate in. Billick with his shot fans on it, and the Grizzlies clear it out. Verbetic behind his net will play it. He's being chased by Cam Strong. He'll feed it to the far side. Now the Lions around the net, and it's Alex Breton quarterbacking this power play. Crosses center ice. He'll feed a right-wing pass as the Lions enter the zone just outside the right circle. As they survey, they'll throw it to Beauregard over near the right corner. Now Beauregard will skate towards the point. Throws it to Breton. Back to Welch. Back to Breton. He's in the left corner up top for Welch. He'll skate towards his right. He'll feed it towards Beauregard. He'll skate towards the left side. Beauregard now in the left circle. Towards the goal line. Looks to center it. Shot! That one goes wide. That was taken by Gay. And puck ends up towards the corner. Battling's Martin. And the Lions will throw it up top for Breton. He'll get it to Beauregard on the left side. They go righty shot. Saved by Minor. Rebound goes out to the left corner. As the Lions feed it across to Welch. He's just outside the right circle. Get to the goal line. As the Lions skate behind the net. And they feed it up top. Nobody was home in the right point. And Nilsson standing up. And he's out of the penalty box right now. As Breton skates back into the right circle. He gets around McDonald. Now around the net with the puck. Breton skates towards the left point. Drops it off in the corner. And it looked like LeBlanc kind of lost his balance a little bit. Now he's battling in the corner with Martin. As the Lions 2-on-2 in the corner in the Grizzlies zone. About halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes of play. Now McDonald gets it. He feeds it back to the corner, picked off by the Lions. Now up top for Brodeur. He'll take a lefty shot. Now get redirected and bounces high up the glass. Stays in plays. McDonald will nudge it ahead to Fitz. Fitz from the right wing crosses center ice and dumps it in as it bounces off the boards in the left corner on two hops. Jamison will bounce it off a Lion. Goes out towards neutral ice. Chasing after it is the Lions. James Phelan wins the foot race. And he'll dump it into the left corner as it rolls around the boards behind Utah's net. Minor cuts it off. He'll feed it over to the right point. Now Lions with a righty shot that gets blocked. Pouncey will throw it ahead to Jamison. Grizzlies might have numbers. As the puck bounced off of Jamison's stick and goes to the corner. Jamison gets blasted in the corner and squirts towards Brodeur, who skates around the net. Brodeur is about as big as it comes at 6'6" and about 208 pounds. He tried to nudge it ahead towards Jonathan Jonette, and the pass is wide and goes down for an icing. With 9:26 left here in the second, we're about halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes of play. Verbetic gets a swig of water on the Lions side. Trent Minor does for the Grizzlies as well. Neither team has scored so far in the second period. Lions got on the board first, 11:04 in. John Parker Jones found the back of the net from the right side. And then the Grizzlies on the power play. Johnny Walker redirected an Andrew Nelson shot, 14:40 in. Grizzlies win the draw, and they have a bounce off a skate out to center ice. And now Dakota Raby re-enters from the right side as he gets around Brodeur, nudges to the right line, trying to feed it out in front. Pass goes wide. It's bounced off the far boards. Now it's taken by the Lions. Over to the right side, McKay, as he surveys just outside the right circle. McKay skates towards his left and loses the puck as it goes out towards center ice. McKay and Kolatarchi exchange some words. As the Lions get it back towards McKay, he handles it and he'll throw it back into his own zone for Santino Centorami, wearing number 58. Now towards Gallipo. Long-range pass doesn't connect with no ice and deep in the Grizzly zone. Nilsson will nudge it towards the far side for right. Bounced off his stick and stays in the zone. McKay gets around Nilsson. He'll skate towards the slot now to Stapley. He'll take a shot saved by Minor. Stapley took a shot from the left circle. Stapley skates back towards the point as he's battling with Wright. Two college teammates at Denver. Puck squirts towards the slot where it's taken by Sekos, the former Clarkson University product. He'll cross center ice and backhand it. Gloved by Momeni, and he'll nudge it ahead towards Parker Jones. Parker Jones enters the zone, stops in the left point. He's near the boards, now skate towards the corner. Parker Jones over towards Gallipo. Shot saved by Minor. Rebound goes out to the corner. As the Lions skate around the net. Trois-Rivieres towards the right wing. Breton skates towards the corner. The defenseman played down low quite a bit. Up top for Welsh. Now back towards Breton. He'll skate towards his left. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Minor. And Trent holds on with 7:54 left in the second period. One of the things I've noticed here about Trois-Rivieres, it almost looks like the defensemen and forwards, it's tough to distinguish between the two. As their defensemen play quite a bit towards the offensive goal line. It seems like they're down low quite a bit, whether it's Breton, Parker, Jones. It seems like their defensemen act as forwards quite a bit. So that's something to keep an eye out for, as their defensemen are pretty active on the offensive battle. It almost looks like they don't really keep too many guys up top, especially once they enter the offensive zone. It seems like they've got one guy in the high slot, but it seems like they really crowd the goal line on the offensive zone quite a bit. As the puck goes deep into the Grizzlies zone towards the end wall, 2 Lions and 2 Grizzlies battling, with Penner surveying as they continue to battle. Momentum for the Lions, but it's Utah that comes out of the pile with the puck. Penner gets it. He'll throw it to Pfizer on the right side. Pfizer from blue line to blue line looking for Walker. It bounced off the line, and that was Beauregard. Now Breton tried to nudge it ahead. Grizzlies in the attack zone as Penner bounces off of Breton. Breton gets the puck, and he'll throw it towards the right side. Bouncing puck at the Utah blue line. Lions skate in, and Billick gets it poked away as it goes to the right corner. Now up top for Welsh. Now to Breton's high slot shot, and it gets blocked. Might have been blocked by his own guy. Walker will skate along the middle. Walker's got a breakaway. He'll take a righty shot. Oh, he got back checked. Penner skates in, shot. Saved by Verbetic. Penner gets pushed down in the crease as the whistle is blown. A slash is called. Walker could argue maybe a penalty shot, but none's going to be had as he got slashed there as he was skating down the middle. Pretty much had a breakaway and was skating as fast as he could. He got held up. Walker skated in, and then he got slashed. He did get slashed. I thought it was just a good back check, but Walker did get slashed. That was the penalty. You could argue a penalty shot there. I think that's what Walker wants. It looks like it's just going to be a 2-minute power play for the Grizzlies, and he was skating along. It doesn't seem like they'll give you too many penalty shots, but it looks like that's one that probably could have been called if they really wanted to. Slashing is called. Alex Breton to the penalty box. Time of penalty, 12:52 into the second period. Grizzlies 1 for 2 on the power play tonight. It's their first power play of the second period. Utah wins the draw. Nelson gets over to Pfizer. Now back up top for Nelson. He'll throw it to right and the left side. Takes a shot and he gets blocked. Puck ends up squirting towards the far side. Gabe will clear it out. As Trent Miner skates out towards the left circle. Aggressive move. He feeds it out to center ice. Boy, Miner skated well outside of his crease and won the foot race with Jonathan Jonette. If Jonette would have won that foot race, he would have had an empty net essentially. Sekos will throw it to Pfizer. Pfizer crosses center ice. He'll throw a right wing pass to Cameron Wright. Right. Around the boards, it goes from the right point to the left corner. Walker, banned on getting up top. Now Pfizer throws it up top for Sekos. Sekos back to Nielsen. One-timer, kick save by Verbetic. And the Lions will clear it out. Boy, Nielsen had a good look there from the right side, but Verbetic made a nice kick save. Lions make a line change. 1:10 left in the Grizzlies power play. As Nielsen skate towards the far side. Nielsen drops it back off for Pfizer. Pfizer crosses center ice. He'll throw it to Sekos on the left. Sekos enters. But the linesman said he was offside. Sekos had to skate towards his left a little bit before entering the zone, and that messed up the timing. Johnny Walker, I believe, entered beforehand, before Sekos came in with the puck. Draw's going to be at neutral ice. Utah will make a line change. 58 seconds left in the Grizzlies power play. We're tied at 1. Neither team has scored here so far in the second. Grizzlies have 16 shots. The Lions 14. Draw won by Utah's Raby will throw it up top for Martin. Back to Raby, who will skate towards his blue line. Now he starts the attack skating down the middle. Raby veers off to the right, steps over the line, and dumps into the right corner. Centerami will feed it across. Fitz gets it for Utah. Fitz has got 2 goals this season. He's battling with McKay in the corner. Puck squirts towards Phelan. Phelan skates towards neutral ice, and they'll blast it all the way down towards Trent Miner. Miner behind his net will get it. He'll hand it off to the captain, Connor McDonald. Connor with a right wing pass to Penner and feeds it across to Martin at center ice. Martin skates in with momentum. Looks like Bryson Martin's got great speed. You can see why he was a former third-round pick. Over in the right corner, Penner has a bounce off the skate of the referee. Now towards Raby in the right circle. He gets around a skater, takes a shot. Saved by Verbetic. That would have been a nice move for Raby. He didn't have much time to really get a shot off. He was able to get a quick one on Verbetic. For a guy his size, you think maybe it can go low on him, but it looks like he's pretty quick with his skate. He's Joe Verbetic. It looks like, he makes those kick saves and really gets down low, and he looks like a pretty good prospect. Only 20 years old. First time the Grizzlies have ever faced him, and really the first time the Grizzlies have faced a lot of these guys. from the Trois-Rivieres Lions, better known as the Three Rivers Lions, kind of the English version of it. It took me the whole week to figure out if the S was silent on Rivieres. I think it is. Draw in the right circle. Grizzlies still on the power play for 10 seconds. Utah wins the draw. As Martin over towards Sekos. Sekos will feed it to the near goal line for Pfizer. Back to Sekos. Takes a shot. Saved by Verbetic. Scored it towards his side, but wide of the net. As the Three Rivers Lions are back at full strength. That's what Chris Hagan's going to go with all weekend as Martin rolls it around the boards deep in the Lions zone. Over to the right corner for Matthew Brodeur. Brodeur gets pinned along the corner by Wright and Sekos. Sekos battling. Sekos, even though he's not a very big guy, he plays big. Over towards Colatarchi, right wing shot. That one gets blocked out in front of Verbetic. Now the Lions come back skating from right to left as they cross center ice. Now they enter the zone. Lions make a line change, good poke check, but it stays in. Lions try to feed the middle, picked off by Pfizer. They'll throw it to the Lions blue line where it's taken back by Connor Welsh. They'll nudge it ahead towards Breton. Now towards Momeni. They'll feed it to the right side for Stapley. Now getting knocked down is Lara-Vieras. He was trying to accept the pass near just outside Utah's blue line. Taken by Wright at neutral ice. He dumps it in. Taken by Simeone. Trying to drop it back off for Wright. Lions clear it out. There's a foot race into the Grizzly zone. Beauregard's going to win that. Over in the corners, he gets pushed by Thomas. And Colatarchi skates over there trying to get the puck. Puck deep in the Grizzly zone. About 4 minutes left in the second period. Now it was exactly 4 minutes and counting. They're still tied at 1. Grizzlies get it. As Thomas gets blasted behind Utah's net. Now towards Breton, left side, takes a shot. Save, rebound, shot, and a score. And Nicholas Lara-Vieras was out in front, getting the loose change. And on his second chance, the Lions have taken a 2-1 lead. Kind of a scramble play right there. The Lions were able to take a shot, and it was Breton over on the left side. It got blocked by Minor. But the rebound out in front, and Lara-Vieras was right there as he boxed out Utah to get position. And that's where the Lions really seem to be pretty dangerous in some of the games I've seen, just getting big bodies out in front of the net. Nicholas Lara-Vieras, one of the bigger forwards on their club at 6'3" and 212 pounds. So Lara-Vieras will get the goal. The assists go to Alex Breton and Colin Billick. Billick gets his 7th assist of the season. Breton also with his 7th helper. And Lara-Vieras with his 3rd goal. That's the first goal scored on either side in the second period as Trois-Rivieres leads 2-1. Lions win the face-off. They skate from right to left as they cross center ice. Lions skate towards the right circle and take a righty shot. That one goes wide. Might have been blocked before it got to Minor. As Stapley skates towards his left. He's now in the high slot. As he stops, now he skates towards his right. He gets poked away by Strong as he goes out to center ice. Lions regain control of the puck as they'll throw it out towards Gay. He'll nudge it across towards Stapley. Stapley trying to feed it across towards the right. But it glided towards Minor in the crease, and Trent covers up. With 3:25 left in the second period. Nicholas Lara-Vieras gets a rebound and scores his 3rd of the year, 16-10 into the second period. There's 3:25 left. It's Lions 2, and Grizzlies 1. This is Grizzlies Hockey presented by Mountain Land Supply Company.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
It's the Lions 2 and the Grizzlies 1. I'm Tyson Whiting. We'll talk with Guy Carenza during the second intermission. As the Lions scored about half a minute ago as Nicholas Lara-Vieras got a rebound on a shot from Alex Breton and put it away. Draws in the Grizzly zone, and this feels like a critical sequence in the game as it feels like the Lions, after getting that power play, it just seems like they've had a lot of offensive zone time here in the second period. We'll take a look at some of the stats through 2 periods later on in the intermission. We'll give you some scores from around the league and also some college football scores, as it was an interesting Black Friday in college football with some big games tomorrow as well. Grizzlies win the draw. McDonald will lift it over the head of everybody. It's chasing after it. Santino Santorome. And he'll throw it to Neutralize, bouncing off the boards near Utah's bench. McDonald will nudge it ahead to Raby. Raby skates in towards right on the right side. He stops in the corner of the Lions zone. Fed it across, but didn't get anywhere. Stapley gets it. Stapley skates down the middle. He crosses center, chips it ahead. As McKay gets behind the defense, McKay skates in. Good poke check by Utah. As Nilsson up ahead towards right. He'll cross center. Right skates around to some body. Now he skates towards the middle. I couldn't get a shot off as the Lions kind of held him up to his right side. Right over in the corner over to Raby. Raby skates towards the right point along the board, the near wall. Back to the corner for right. He's getting boxed out by Brodeur. Now ahead, the Lions will bounce off the near wall. Pouncey will bounce it, hits off the face of Phelan. Phelan doesn't get phased by it, though, as he stays in there. Pass overhead to Phelan on the right side. He'll skate towards the corner. Phelan now behind the goal line, battling with Pouncey. Centering pass connects Momenty with a shot, and he scores! As James Phelan was back behind the end wall, centered it to a cutting Momenty who was skating down the slot. Momenty was wide open after the pass connected, and he fired it over Trent Miner's left shoulder. And with 2:18 left in the second, it's the Lions 3 and the Grizzlies 1. Grizzlies have some catching up to do as 2 unanswered here in the second period by the Lions. Trois-Rivieres 16-10 in, and less than 2 minutes later, the Lions extended the lead. 17:42 the time of goal. Momenty gets it with the assist going to James Phelan. It's Phelan's 4th assist of the year. Momenty picks up his 4th goal. And I made a note of him in particular, Cedric Momenty, because when he played for Rapid City a few years ago, he scored some big goals against Utah. Most of them came in Rapid City at the Monument. Grizzlies win the draw at center ice, dump it in. Verbetic will feed it off the far wing boards. Lions still deep in their own zone as they're back in their own corner, though. Fired off the glass and goes out to center ice. Bryson Martin gets it. Martin back to his blue line. He'll feed it across to Colatarchi. Back to Martin. He'll throw it towards the Lions zone. As Pfizer has it glance off his stick, it goes deep towards the left corner. As Jonette nudges ahead to Momenty. Momenty will bounce off the glass. He's played here at Maverik Center many times as an opponent, as Momenty, the Lions captain. Phelan will dump it in as he won a one-on-one battle behind or out there near the Lions bench. As Phelan won a one-on-one battle and essentially along the end wall to center it to Momenty for the Lions' 3rd goal. Colatarchi back behind the Grizzlies' net. Utah wearing black tonight with white numbers, white lettering, and professional green trim. There's less than a minute and a half left in the second period. As Bryson Martin will get it ahead to Jamison. Jamison crosses center ice left wing and will roll it around the boards. Feeds into the right corner. Fitz battling. As waiting to check his Cam Strong. Puck squirts towards the slot where it's taken back by Alex Breton. He'll throw it out towards center ice as Jamison delivers a hit on Billick. Puck ends up back at neutral ice. Grizzlies back in their own zone with McDonald. Connor feeding out towards Fitz. It bounces off a Fitz stick and rolls onto Verbetic. And covers up. Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw with 55 seconds left. And Utah's hoping to find a way to get a little bit of momentum heading into the locker room. Utah's lost 4 in a row. Trois-Rivieres won 4 in a row, so something obviously has got to give. And for the Grizzlies, they scoring that redirection goal there on the power play late in the first period to tie it up was certainly big. But can the Grizzlies find a way to get some momentum back after Trois-Rivieres scored 2 goals in the span of a minute and 32 seconds? Sekos will take the draw, but this time it's won by the Lions, so bouncing off the near glass. Martin trying to kick it ahead towards Raby. It's picked off by Alex Breton, who's been impressive tonight. Now over to LeBlanc, up ahead looking for Beauregard. Pass was wide as McDonald feeds out to center ice. Now Raby gets it. Raby skates 1-on-2 to the left circle. Raby, I tried to center it, but nobody was home. As the Grizzlies are making a line change, and 3 guys were hanging out neutral ice. Now to Raby on the left side as diving in front's Breton. Raby couldn't get a shot off as he skates towards the corner. I tried to center it towards Pfizer out in front, and looks like the Lions pick that off as well as it goes to the left corner. Raby centers it onto Verbetic as he'll glance it off with his stick. 15 seconds left in the period. Up ahead, keeping it in is Nilsson as Trois-Rivieres tried to clear it out. Todd Billick goes down by Nilsson, and now we got a fight as Billick and Nilsson battle. Now Walker gets a dance partner. He drags down a Lions skater. Looks like Billick and Nilsson, both guys have dropped the gloves. Billick throws a couple rights and knocks down Nilsson. As Nilsson and Billick it collided along the far boards, and then it was on. Johnny Walker found a dance partner. He dropped the gloves. Billick and Nilsson dropped their gloves. And Billick got in a couple rights and dragged down Nilsson to the ice. I think Walker's going to get an extra penalty because I think the guy that he was trying to fight didn't want to fight. Looks like Billick is going to skate towards the locker room. He was going to skate to the penalty box. There's only 7.3 seconds left in the second period. So Billick will head to the locker room early. Nilsson will do the same, and Walker goes to the penalty box. So I think the Lions are going to get a power play out of this. Billick knocked down Nilsson. They showed on the big video board here at center ice. And then two guys went after Nilsson. Billick took him, and then LeBlanc. It looked like Weiser wanted to get at LeBlanc to make it one-on-one. Nilsson and Billick. Both guys ended up dropping their gloves. Looked like the linesman took away Nilsson's stick. And then the fight was on after that as Billick battling with Nilsson. Nilsson does have a size advantage on Billick. Billick goes 5'11" and 194 pounds, while Nilsson goes about 6'4" and 230. And it looked like Billick was able to get a couple rights in and then drag Nilsson to the ice. Walker gets an extra 2 minutes, so the Lions are going to get a power play out of this situation. Trois-Rivieres leads 3-1. Both captains talking with the referee. Momini for Trois-Rivieres and Connor McDonald for Utah. I think Nilsson and Billick will get 5 for fighting each. Both guys dropped the gloves and were allowed to fight. Wasn't much the linesman could do about that, as both guys kind of held each other pretty well. There's no way the linesman were going to step in without letting them drop the gloves. So Walker gets a double minor for roughing. Walker gets 2 for roughing. Let's see. Looks like Billick gets 4 for roughing. And Nilsson gets 4 for roughing. So they didn't even call it a fight. Double minors for roughing for Billick for Trois-Rivieres and Nilsson for Utah. Johnny Walker gets an extra 2 minutes for roughing, and that's why the Lions are on the power play. 7.3 seconds left in the second period. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. Stapley will take it against Sekos. Shots are pretty close to even. 19 for the Grizzlies, 17 for the Lions. Utah wins the draw, and they throw it out to center ice. It bouncing off the heel of the Lion. That will do it for the second period. Trois-Rivieres will be on the power play the first minute, 53 of the second. Well, the score was tied heading into the second period. The Lions scored twice. We'll give you the details of those goals as well as what else happened in the second period. We'll talk with Guy Korenza and get his thoughts on things. And we'll also go over some scores from around the world of sports. Through 40 minutes here at Maverik Center. It's the Lions 3 and the Grizzlies 1. Siegfried and Jensen intermission report is coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Second intermission here at Maverik Center. Lions lead 3-1. Here's some of the key stats of the second period. Utah won the face-off battle 10-7. Hits Utah 12 to the Lions 8. Both teams only had 2 giveaways in the second period. Power play shots, Utah 3, Trois-Rivieres 1. And scoring chances are tied at 3. So through 2 periods, the Grizzlies have 9 scoring chances. The Lions have 7. It was kind of a similar situation in the Idaho series where the Grizzlies were getting just about as many scoring chances, if not more, than the Idaho Steelheads. And yet Idaho was able to convert their chances at a more frequent rate than the Grizzlies were. It looks like that trend's continuing as the Grizzlies are getting their opportunities, just haven't found a way to capitalize on them. That's really the difference in the game. As both teams scored 1 goal in the first. If you joined us late, the Lions ended up scoring first tonight. As John Parker Jones, first time that he's ever played against the Grizzlies, he scored his 4th goal of the season. Anthony Beauregard was the league MVP back when he played for Wichita in the 2020-2021 season. Back in that year where only half the teams played, and Wichita had a really good year. Beauregard was a big factor in that. He picked up the first period assist on the Jones goal. Time of that goal, 11:04 into the first period. Then the Grizzlies got a power play. Utah right now is 1 for 3 on the power play. As Beauregard got a slashing minor, and Johnny Walker redirected an Andrew Nilsson shot, 14:40 in. Zach Sekos also got an assist, and for Nilsson, that's his league-leading 9th power play assist. With Walker's 5th goal, and I think 2 or 3 of those men on the power play as well. That tied it up at 1. It was a pretty evenly played first period. Utah outshot Trois-Rivieres 10-9. The score was tied at 1 heading into the second period. Late in the second, about 16:10 in, Breton took a shot from the left side near the circle. It bounced off a minor, and there was some loose change out as Nicholas Lariviere got the rebound and quickly put it away for his 3rd of the season. Breton and Billick with the assists, and both those guys got their 7th assist of the season, where Lariviere picked up his 3rd goal. A minute 32 later, Cedric Malmini picked up his 4th of the season. Phelan and Nicholas Gay with the assist. Phelan was back at his end wall in a one-on-one battle with Pouncey, who was shadowing him. Malmini cut towards the net, and Phelan fed him a pass. Malmini was wide open, and he fired away as he went top shelf over Trent Miner's left shoulder, and that made it a 3-1 game. And even though shots were pretty even in the second period as well, in fact, Utah outshot Trois-Rivieres 9-8. Was the scoring chances there? Both teams had 3 in the second period. So really the difference in the game, unfortunately, is kind of a continuing trend over the last handful of games for the Grizzlies. You're getting the scoring chances at about an even rate as your opponents, if not getting a little bit more. But the opposition's just been able to capitalize on those a few more. Utah's got 2 more scoring chances tonight, but Trois-Rivieres has a 3-1 lead. And watch out for the first minute 53 of the third period as the Lions are going to be on the power play. As Johnny Walker got 2 minutes for roughing. Looks like Colin Billick of the Lions and Andrew Nilsson of the Grizzlies each got double minors for roughing, which are 4-minute penalties. And so Nilsson will not be on the ice for the penalty kill for the Grizzlies. And the Billick and Nilsson penalties pretty much offset each other. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here in the third. Can the Grizzlies make a comeback attempt? Guy Karenz has got an interesting stat on Trois-Rivieres in their third period production here in a couple minutes. But before we get to Guy, let's go over some scores from around the league. Late second period, Idaho leads Allen 3-1. That game was Idaho led 2-1 after 1 period as Spandenbergs and Franklin scored. Looks like Colton Keller scored 12-11 into the second period. And Idaho, having outshot Allen 24-14, leads the game 3-1. That game played at Idaho Central Arena, first of a 2-game series. Second intermission, Kansas City and Rapid City are tied at 2. Looks like Robertson and Riker Killens has the Rapid City goals Morgan and Mullen have scored for Kansas City. That's an interesting one over at the Monument. Tied at 2. Kansas City's off to a good start this season at 7-4-1. Rapid City's won a few as of late, as they are now 7-7 on the season. 5 minutes to go in the third. Tulsa leads Wichita 5-3. It's been an outstanding game for Eddie Matsushima, who has 2 goals and 1 assist and a +4 rating. Looks like Ryan Lindgren has 1 goal and 1 assist, and Dylan Sadaway has 1 goal and 1 assist as well for Tulsa. For Wichita, it's been a balanced scoring attack for them. And you guys who didn't play last season looked good. Evan Beitenheis, a former Grizzly, has stopped 35 of 40 in net. There's 5 minutes left in the third period. Tulsa leads Wichita 5-3. All the other action in the league has gone final. Toledo over Fort Wayne 6-3. Reading defeats Maine 1-0. Kalamazoo over Wheeling 4-1. Florida defeats Jacksonville 4-2. Indy over Iowa 5-2. Atlanta defeats South Carolina 3-1. Adirondack defeats Newfoundland 3-2. And in overtime, the Newfoundland Growlers, who are 1-15 coming into play tonight, they doubled up that win total as they get a 5-4 victory over the Worcester Railers. Railers came into play tonight with a record of 13-1-1. And with the overtime loss, now you can add another to the total. Norfolk gets a 5-4 overtime victory, their second one of the season, defeating the first place Worcester Railers. When we come back to the Grizzlies intermission report presented by Siegfried and Jensen, talk to Guy Karenza and get his thoughts on what happened in the second period. And we'll get an interesting thought about the Trois-Rivieres Lions production in the third period and why the Grizzlies can be optimistic for a comeback tonight. It's the Lions 3 and the Grizzlies 1. Siegfried and Jensen intermission report rolls along here on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Karenza, hanging out high atop Section 114. The Lions lead 3-1. They got second period goals from Nicholas Lariviere and Cedric Momini. And, Guy, I think, talk about the scoring chances. They've been pretty even. In fact, the Grizzlies have an edge tonight. And yet the Lions are able to convert their chances, and the Grizzlies, for whatever reason, just haven't been able to convert theirs. And that's partly why the Grizzlies are on a 4-game losing streak and why the Lions are winning tonight.
Yeah, Tyson, it seems that the Grizzlies are having a little bit of difficulty finishing their goals. You know, they're getting chances, they're generating it, but who's going to be the finisher? You know, who's going to be the guy that puts the puck in the back of the net? You can get as many chances as you want, but unless you're putting the puck in the back of the net, it doesn't mean anything. So I think it's going to be interesting to see as the Grizzlies find their way over the first part of the season, who ends up being that guy who will be clutch in those moments.
In the third period this season, Trois-Rivieres really had their issues, and I think if the Grizzlies are able to kill off this penalty, get back to 5-on-5 skating and let their offense go to work with guys like Sekos and Pfizer and Walker, I think the Grizzlies can have a chance here in the third.
Yeah, Tyson, I think there's a lot of reason for optimism. As I mentioned before, in the second period, Trois-Rivieres is not a good team in the third period. I went back, I looked at the numbers. They have a negative 13 goal differential in the third period. So if the Grizzlies are going to come back and win this game, they've got plenty of time to do it. I mean, it isn't over until the fat lady sings, as they say, that meaning the buzzer there. So a lot of time, a lot of optimism for the Grizzlies, especially as the Lions are a team that struggles in the third period.
I got to give you a lot of credit for dropping that line. That's one of those that was a classic in the 80s, classic in the 90s. It's even a classic here in 2022.
Oh, it's a great one. I love it. I mean, I remember when I was younger and we would play basketball, church ball or something like that. We'd be playing in the game and guys would be like, it's not over until the fat lady sings. It's not over. Keep playing, keep hustling. And that's what the Grizzlies need to do here. This thing isn't over. Yeah, you're down by 2 goals, but you're leading in the shot department. You got a lot of optimism. As I said before, the Lions are a team that struggle in the third period. If they can get out here, take away some momentum from the Lions, and kill this penalty here, which has about almost 2 minutes, 1:53 left on the clock. So if you can come out and kill that, you got 18 minutes to make something happen and get some puck luck going their way. It could be a different game.
I'm looking at the shot count for the Grizzlies. Johnny Walker leads the way with 4 shots. Cameron Wright, Zach Sekos, and Dakota Raby each have 3 shots, and then a few other Grizzlies have 1. As for the Lions, Alex Breton has been an impressive defenseman for him. He's got 4 shots. Remember, he took the shot that bounced off a minor that led to the Leverrier goal, 16-10, and looks like Gallipo's got 3 shots. It was kind of interesting to see the defensemen take a lot of shots, and I kind of noticed over the first 2 periods that their defensemen pinch in towards the goal line a lot. They are not just hanging out up top and not, and waiting for the puck to just get out towards them, or in their own zone, just kind of nudging it ahead. Their defensemen are very active offensively.
Yeah, Tyson, you're right. And I've noticed that the Lions like to work the puck down deep, and they like to make a lot of shifty moves behind the goal line. They like to shift the puck back and forth, pass it, up and down the circles, and like you said, work it up to their active defensemen. So if the Grizzlies are going to want to shut them down in the third period, they're going to have to limit those chances below the goal line.
For the third period, the Grizzlies certainly need to kill off this penalty, but it almost feels like those guys are due. And the guys that really have been active offensively, Wright, Sekos, Pfizer. Pfizer's got 1 shot tonight. It feels like if the Grizzlies are going to come back, it's going to be one of those guys breaking through. And even though he hasn't scored really over the last few games, I look at Sekos doing a lot of those little things, winning one-on-one battles along the boards, winning face-offs, doing a lot of those little things, and you hope that it translates into something for him. He does have an assist on that Walker goal that was redirected off of the Nilsson shot. I almost got a feeling Pfizer and Sekos are going to be those 2 guys. They've each got 6 goals. They're tied for the team lead. If Utah's going to come back, those guys are going to have to get it done.
Yeah, Tyson, I couldn't agree more. Those guys seem to have really emerged in the first part of the season. And, maybe, as I mentioned before, maybe those guys could be the finishers for the Utah Grizzlies. They've moved the puck around really well. They've shown a lot of speed. And as I mentioned before, chances are good, but can you put the back of the net? Who's going to be the clutch guy for the Grizzlies down the stretch here? It could be Sekos, it could be Wright, and it could be Pfizer. We'll just have to see.
Interesting to see what happens here in the third period. As we got the dance camp going on at Maverik Center, and Guy and I are a little bit too shy tonight to do put together our perfect dance moves. It's going to be a very aesthetically pleasing series here between the Grizzlies and Lions. It looks like both teams play a fun brand of hockey. Tomorrow night's going to be the 2nd annual Pride Night presented by FedEx. Make sure to get your tickets at UtahGrizzlies.com. And then Sunday afternoon, 3:10 is going to be the face-off 2:50 pregame show. That's going to be the 3rd and final game of this series. Make sure you get your tickets for every Grizzlies home game at UtahGrizzlies.com. And Guy, did you hear about the Black Friday special they got going on at UtahGrizzlies.com?
Tyson, you mentioned it before, and I had to give that thumbs up. That is a great deal. If you haven't been down to the Maverik Center, there's a lot of new improvements. We got the massive Jumbotron here, which is just a wonder to look at. There's a lot of optimism here for the Grizzlies. They're looking pretty good through this game. Come down to the Maverik Center. It's a packed house. They got the dance camp. It's a fun atmosphere, so that's a great deal. You got to take it.
See it at the front page of the Utah Grizzlies website, or go to UtahGrizzlies.com/Black Friday. It's pretty much a buy one, get one free offer. It's 50% off every ticket, which, you buy 2 tickets. It's essentially buy one, get one free. And that's for tonight's game. Obviously, tonight's game is 2/3 of the way over, but tomorrow night's game and Sunday's game, the offer is good for those 2 nights. And it's also good here tonight as we got a good Friday night crowd here at Maverik Center. Should be a good crowd tomorrow night for the 2nd annual Pride Night presented by FedEx. Remember, the buy one, get one free offer is good at UtahGrizzlies.com. And then we got a pretty special Cyber Monday deal. It's also at UtahGrizzlies.com. And the deal will start on Monday, but you can see the details at UtahGrizzlies.com/Black Friday. We'll talk with Guy Carenza during the post-game report. But, Guy, if the Grizzlies are coming back in this game, who's going to be the number 1 star? Who do you got a feeling is going to have a big third period for Utah?
It's got to be Pfizer. That guy's got to jump in his step. He's moving like lightning. I got to go with him.
He's going to turn Pfizer. I got a feeling Dakota Raby is due. But Zach Sekos, I think, is going to score a big goal from the left circle. When we come back, we'll have third period action here from Maverik Center. It's the Lions 3 and the Grizzlies 1. This has been the Siegfried and Jensen intermission report on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Now we're about set to start the third period of play here at Maverik Center. As the Lions lead the Grizzlies 3-2, or 3-1. Johnny Walker will be in the box the first minute 53 of the third period. The Grizzlies are also going to be without Andrew Nilsson for the penalty kill. It's him and Colin Billick. Each got double minors for roughing. Time of those penalties, 19:52 into the second period. So the Lions are going to be without one of their better goal scorers in Billick, who's got 6 on the season. Nelson and Walker. Nilsson's a pretty good penalty kill defenseman. He's out of the lineup for now as he's serving his penalty, and Walker's in the box as well. It's a big penalty kill because the Grizzlies need a big third period, down by 2. Trois-Rivieres outscored the Grizzlies 2-0 in the second period, despite the fact that both teams had 3 scoring chances. Zach Sekos will take the face-off. He's out there along with Cameron Wright. The 2 defensemen are Connor McDonald and Corey Thomas. Thomas brings a lot of size to the table. He was signed by the Grizzlies last Friday, and he played in 2 games for the Grizzlies last weekend against Idaho. Watch out for Trois-Rivieres on the power play. Watch out for John Parker Jones. He's got 4 goals this season as he's talking things over with their captain, Cedric Momeni. They're going to have Brett Stapley on the ice as well. Stapley's got 5 assists this season. On top will be Olivier Galipo at 9 assists in 11 games, as well as Anthony Beauregard. Beauregard's going to take the face-off. He's got 4 goals and 6 assists this season. 20 minutes are on the clock here at Maverik Center. The big third period is needed for the Grizzlies, who are trying to end a 4-game losing streak. Trois-Rivieres has won 4 in a row. They're looking to make it 5. As Beauregard and Sekos will take the draw at center ice. It's won by the Lions. They're skating from left to right here in the third period. Grizzlies will be skating from right to left. As Stapley crosses center ice over to Beauregard. Now to Momeni. Back to Beauregard on the right side. I tried to center it. Now Momeni trying to get it. Nudged by Wright. Kept into the Grizzlies zone. Right side. Now they try to feed it out in front. And Momeni lost his balance. And the puck bounced off his stick and is cleared out deep into the Lions zone. Trois-Rivieres will run it down. They're skating from left to right. As Galipo will feed a right wing pass towards Beauregard, and that's wide of the mark, and it's going to be icing on a power play here. The Lions are going to have to go back into their own zone for the face-off. 1:20 left in the power plays. They're looking for Beauregard, and the pass misconnected on the right wing. Thomas and McDonald will each come off the ice. Entering is Colatarchi and Martin. Cam Strong and Tyler Penner are going to be the forwards. Strong scored an assist last Sunday, the 3-2 loss to Idaho. Tyler Penner has 1 goal this season. It was on a redirection early in the Grizzlies' last road trip. Draw won by the Lions as Beauregard skates around his net. Over towards Galipo. Galipo back towards Beauregard, right wing. He crosses center ice. Now he skates in. Drops it off for Stapley along the boards. He tried to get to Galipo, and a good job by Utah's Cam Strong anticipated the play. Picked it off and cleared it out. As Penner will exit. Crowd very quiet here at Maverik Center, just watching the proceedings. 1 minute into the third period. Trois-Rivieres, left wing, spins it along the wall, and it goes into the left corner. As the Lions will feed it up top to Galipo. They'll spin it along the wall. Stapley on the right side collides with Sekos. Sekos took it away and cleared it out. What are you talking about? A guy that's got outstanding hands. Zach Sekos has shown it time and time again this season. Outstanding on the penalty kill as well as some of the other great things he brings to a club. Less than 30 seconds left in the power play. Lions with a line change reset. They'll throw it over to Gay on the right side. He'll skate along the wall. Overskates the puck. Thomas trying to clear it out. It stays in. Welch will center it. And McKay will nudge it towards the corner. Taken by Breton. He'll feed it to the right corner as Thomas trips him up. No call. And a good job by Cameron Wright to clear it out as he collides along the corner with McKay. As Wright will come off the ice. And that will do it for the Power play for the Lions as Walker comes out of the box. Breton skates into the right side, being shadowed by Martin. As Breton throws it up top for Gay, and he'll fire a righty shot. A glance off the stick of Walker and goes wide. McDonald along the far wing boards gets ill. Throw it through the legs of Penner. Gets it to center ice. Penner skating along the board, skates in. He'll get over to Pfizer. Backhand shot hits the side of the net. Pfizer gets it back in the right corner. He gets tripped up, no call. Pfizer fell on his own as he gets the puck. He'll skate back towards the point. He'll roll it around to the left corner for Walker. Johnny feeds it up top, but it goes past Bryce and Martin deep into the Grizzlies zone. Lions make a full line change, 2.5 minutes into the third period. Lions 3 and the Grizzlies 1. Pouncey out to center ice, nudges ahead to Jamison. Jamison dumps it in as he avoids a check of Laveriere. As it goes back to the Lions, as Jones will feed it ahead. Rink-wide pass glanced off the stick of Nicolas Lariviere. As he picked up a second period goal. Lions center it, and it's picked off by Strong. Strong's been good defensively for the Grizzlies tonight. Left wing across the center ice and bounces off the end boards. Fitz chases after it. Strong skates towards the right corner where the puck is. Utah centers it, but Laveriere picks it off. He'll skate around his goaltender's net. As the Lions, they've been outscored 22-9 in the third period. They'll pass up ahead to center ice, bounces off the stick of John Parker Jones. Grizzlies hope that trend continues for him. Strong dumps it in. Back behind the net, Brodeur cuts it off, and he'll spin it along the far side. McDonald, right point shot. That gets redirected by Brodeur and goes wide. Back towards the near wall. Raby overskates it. Cole Tarchi, left point, takes a shot. I got redirected onto Verbetic, who's able to cover up in the crease, and he's able to hold on. Kind of a bouncing puck there that Verbetic and had to redirect himself a little bit, but he was able to cover up. He looks like a pretty smart and good prospect. Only 20 years old, and he's a big guy at about 6'6". 186 pounds. You know he's going to fill out a little bit as he gets older. Draws in the near circle. Lions have taken each of the first 2 shots here in the third period. Sekos will take the draw on the near side. He's got Raby to his right and right to his left. As the Lions win the faceoff, they're deep in their own zone as they'll pitch it out towards center ice, looking for McKay. It's picked off. Now the Lions redirecting out to center ice. Pass up ahead. It's deflected by Sekos. Now the Grizzlies. Dakota Raby overskates the puck and then enters offside. 16-16 left here in the third. It's the first of a 3-game set. Second annual Pride Night's going to be tomorrow evening. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. And Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock is the series finale. Next week the Grizzlies will be on the road to Boise for a 2-game set against the Steelheads. And then after that, a 3-game series against Travis Howell's Jacksonville Icemen. Sekos will take the draw, and he wins it. Martin, wearing number 14, spins it along the wall. No relation to the Jacksonville Icemen's defenseman Luke Martin. Puck in the right corner, and Sekos around the net, but it's cut off by Verbetic, who covers up. And the Lions goaltender makes the save. As coming out of the box is Billick for Trois-Rivieres and Nielsen for the Grizzlies. Both guys will not look at each other as they'll skate directly towards their bench. Maswich tells Nielsen to stay on the ice as he's out there along with Connor McDonald. Tarchi and Martin comes off. I was asking Guy Carenza, who's going to be that guy that gets the Grizzlies back in the game. It seems like the 2 names that keep coming up, 2 guys that have played big minutes, Sekos and Pfizer. Also seeing a lot of Raby and Wright on the ice with Sekos. Sekos wins the draw cleanly, but a little bit too cleanly for the linesman's liking. As we do the draw over again in the right circle, Sekos gets kicked out. Wright will take it. Raby will switch spots and move over to the right side. Sekos now on the left. Grizzlies win the draw. McDonald on the right side takes a shot. It's blocked. And that was blocked by Laveriere. Now centering past McDonald with a shot that goes wide. Connor looking for a second goal this season. Stapley will get it out towards center ice. Wright will nudge it into his own zone. Pass up ahead is picked off by the Lions at their blue line. And they'll throw it ahead. Fanning and dumping it in as William LeBlanc didn't get all of it. Minor to the side of his net will roll it along the boards. Sekos gets it. Sekos has a nudge off his stick and goes towards Alex Breton. He'll throw it towards the Grizzlies bench. Stapley over there. Now it deflects over to LeBlanc. William LeBlanc skates into the right side, drops it off for Welch. Welch will spin it along the wall. McDonald behind the net. Throws it ahead, and it's picked off by Stapley. Lions in the offensive zone. Left wing shot. Saved by Minor. Rebound goes out to McDonald in the corner. Wright will backhand it out to center ice. Grizzlies sneak in a line change. Now the Americans. Billick skates into the right side. Trying to get around Martin, but Martin took the puck away. Pass ahead to Johnny Walker. Walker at center ice gets it poked away by Breton. Puck ends up back to Breton as he's back in his own zone. Now he'll skate north-south along the left wing boards. Breton crosses center ice, throws to Billick. Billick enters the zone and dumps it in as it rolls behind the net as Martin collides with Billick. Now in the corner, it's Jonathan Jonette. He'll feed it across. Shot that gets blocked. That was taken by Brodeur and goes out to center ice. But the Lions have the puck. Jonette along the right wing, crosses center ice, and he'll spin it around the boards. And takes a strange ride off a stanchion. Kowatarchi will lift it out to center ice. Taken back by the Lions. Brodeur skates back towards his zone. Gets held up at neutral ice near the Lions bench. He'll feed it across towards Jones. And he couldn't corral it. Pfizer gets tripped up. No call. It is a call. Delay penalty. It's going to be on the Lions as Trois-Rivieres touches up. Terran Pfizer gets tripped up along the right side as he was skating into the zone. And the official spotted it. So the Grizzlies are going to be on the power play. They are 1 for 3 on the power play tonight. As Trois-Rivieres skates to the pendant, Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding himself as Anthony Beauregard gets 2 minutes for tripping. Time of penalty, 5:35 in, and this could be a key opportunity for the Grizzlies to get back in this game as it's the Lions 3 and the Grizzlies 1. The referee who was at neutral ice when Pfizer got tripped up made the call. Sekos played a lot of minutes in the third period. He's out there taking the face-off. Walker to his right and right to his left. Up top is Pfizer and Nilsson. Draw taken by the Grizzlies and won by it. And Sekos in the right circle. He's just outside the circle being shadowed by Momeni. Sekos skates towards the right corner over to Pfizer. One-timer saved by Verbetic. He holds on without a rebound as Sekos was waiting for Pfizer to get in a spot to collect a one-timer. Pfizer fired away, but just too much into the pads of the big 6'6" goaltender. Ron's going to stay in the right circle. 1:48 left in the Grizzlies' power play. So you don't want to say that this is a must score, but you almost feel like the Grizzlies got to get something out of this. And at the very least, you hope that they get some offensive momentum off of it. Sekos will take the draw again. Walker is now to his left and right to his right. Trois-Rivieres wins the face-off, and they clear it out. Good face-off win by Nicholas Gay. He spent some time last year with Abbotsford in the AHL. Over to Nilsson. Nilsson skates towards center ice as he'll skate down the middle. Now he enters the offensive zone. He gets it taken away by Brodeur. And Brodeur will throw it all the way down towards Trent Miner as he glides it along the far wing boards. Miner cuts it off behind his net, and he'll give it to Pfizer. Very quiet crowd here at Maverik Center. And we'll see if the Grizzlies give their fans something to cheer about here as Nilsson will drop it off for Sekos. He crosses center ice left wing, feeds it across to Pfizer. Pfizer gets it poked away. Lions will skate from left to right. As Phelan feeds over to the left side, passed in connect from McKay, who glides towards the corner. Wright takes it away from him, up ahead to Walker. Walker crosses center ice, will skate towards his left. He gets slashed, and the referee spotted it. You bet that's a slash, and it's going to be another penalty on Trois-Rivieres. Walker is skating towards his left, entering the zone. He got slashed, and he has his glove off as he's flexing his hand. That's a penalty, and to the box is James Phelan. And so the Grizzlies have a 5-on-3 for 54 seconds. I think Utah wants to give this 5-man unit some time to rest and think things over. Slashing is a call. Phelan's in the box, 6:41 in. 54 seconds worth of a 5-on-3, and then after that, the Grizzlies will continue with the 5-on-4 power play. Kanaswich does not use this timeout, but he was certainly talking with the guys that are out there. Now Kanaswich is going to call timeout. Timeout for the Grizzlies. The official spotted it, and this is a critical sequence in this game, and you know it because Ryan Kanaswich decided this was the time to drop a play. Kanaswich has got the clipboard out near the Grizzlies bench. Utah can find a way to capitalize on the 5-on-3 in the next 54 seconds. They can keep it on for the 5-on-4 power play. And Guy and I have been talking about tonight the troubles that the Lions have had on the penalty kill. This is the golden opportunity for the Grizzlies to come back in this game. As Kanaswich talks it over with his unit. It's going to be Andrew Nilsson out there. He'll be quarterbacking this power play. He leads the league with 9 power play assists, including 1 tonight. Walker on the ice, I can almost expect, just as it was in the first period, that Walker will be out in front. He's got good hands, and he's one of those guys, even though he's not a very big guy, just 6 feet and 193 pounds. He's somebody that can do, create a little bit of havoc out in front of Joe Verbetic. Verbetic so far tonight has stopped 19 of 20. Trent Miner on the Grizzlies side has stopped 16 of 19. We got a 5-on-4 for 54 seconds. As both teams are skating towards the left circle. That's where the faceoff's going to be. Right will line up on the left side. Sekos will take the draw. Walker to the right. Up top is Pfizer and Nilsson. Fans are cheering here. It was pretty quiet at Maverik Center. White skates in. Shot saved by Verbetic. Verbetic is laying on the ice, and the Lions clear it out. Well, Utah won the face-off, and Wright didn't spend much time before he just charged towards Verbetic, trying to get a goal. Secco skates back in. Right wing pass to Walker. Grizzlies were in the offensive zone. Pfizer up top in the right point. High slot for Nilsson. Back to the right side for Pfizer. 30 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Over to Secos. Fans stop their feet here at Maverik Center. They start to make some noise. Secos switches places with Nilsson. Secos over to Nilsson. One-timer. Saved by Verbetic. And he holds on without a rebound. Some pushing and shoving after the whistle. Johnny Walker over there he's pushing along with Francis Tebow. Oh, no, Walker's going to get a penalty. He was pushing a little bit, and the official decided he was pushing a little bit too much. Roughing's going to be the call. The fans don't like it. Johnny Walker can't believe it. And that will do it for the 5-on-3. So Walker is going to get a penalty. 2 minutes for roughing. After the whistle, he was trying to dig away towards Verbetic, who had it covered up. And then him and Tebow pushed each other. Boy, you wonder, that wasn't much to call a penalty on. But the penalty was called. And now it's going to be a 4-on-3 power play for the Grizzlies for 20 seconds. As the draw one goes into the corner, foot race, Gay right over there. And Utah comes out of it with the puck. 10 seconds left in the 4-on-3, and then after that, Beauregard will come out of the penalty box and will skate 4-on-4 for a bit. As Pfizer crosses center, I see he's got good speed. He'll dump it into the left corner. Pfizer loses the puck, and the Lions will clear it out. It's now even strength as Miner skates towards the corner. As Miner will feed it along the near wall to Secos. Secos back towards Nilsson. We've seen a couple times here tonight Trent Miner aggressively skating out towards his net and getting to the puck before the Lions. Nilsson back behind his net as we're skating even strength for the next 43 seconds. As Nilsson taking his time. Andrew throws it ahead to Raby. Raby skates down the middle. Now he'll draw off to the right as he crosses center ice. He doesn't have numbers, so he dumps it in. Raby wins the foot race. Throws it to the right side. Shot! Saved by Verbetic. Puck's still in play. That last shot was taken by Fitz. Now to the right side. Raby with a one-timer, and he fanned on it. Fitz hanging out to the goal line. Puck towards the corner on the far side. Martin nudges it across to Raby in the right point. Back towards Martin. He drops it off for Raby. Raby in the right circle skates in. Takes a shot. He scores! Dakota Raby skates in and scores. And he's cut into the Lions' lead as it's a 3-2 game. A nice move by Raby, who certainly needed that. He gets his second goal of the season as he was along the right side towards the goal line. He just kind of was able to casually skate in and make a nice move as he went top shelf on Joe Verbetic. Raby found himself with plenty of room. And Connor Walsh looked like he was there to deny a centering pass. Raby called his own number. Right now it's listed with Raby scoring with the assist of Bryson Martin. Martin gets his second assist of the year. That was an even strength 4-on-4 goal. We have 13 seconds left to make 4-on-4 situation. And then out of the box will be James Phelan. And the Lions will continue with the power play. Big goal by Dakota Raby. It's the Lions 3 and the Grizzlies 2. And as the Lions win the face-off, they skate from left to right towards Parker Jones. He crosses center ice, tried to dump it in, but couldn't all the way. As the Grizzlies' third goal in a 4-on-4 situation, they've allowed 2 this year. As the Lions are backing out, as down there on the power play, as out of the penalty box is Phelan. As now there's a power play for 20 seconds. Lions skate into the left corner. It's now around the net. Lions looking for an insurance goal. As they're still up by 1. Centerami will feed it over to the left circle. Centering pass, shot, kick saved by Miner. Rebound goes out to the far corner. Parker Jones gets pushed along the wall by Thomas. Parker Jones over to Beauregard. He'll feed it up top. Grizzlies are back at full strength. Beauregard on the left side. Back to top of the alley. Boy takes a shot that goes wide. Rebound shot, backhand shot, and a score. And that's John Parker Jones getting his second of the night. They all go to Beauregard as the puck bounced off the end wall. Then a backhand shot was fired. Beauregard looks like he's going to get credited for the goal. Just like that, it's a 4-2 game. Crowd here at Maverik Center is silent. That feels like a backbreaker. It looked like at about the same time Parker Jones was firing a backhand shot. Beauregard skated in and nudged it in himself. 10:39 left in the third period. Right now, they've given the goal to Jones, with Beauregard getting the assist. That's the second time tonight that Beauregard has gotten an assist on a Parker Jones goal. They could end up switching that, as Beauregard was pretty close to it. In fact, Beauregard skated to the bench first, which usually is an indication as to who scored, as it's the Lions 4 and the Grizzlies 2. As puck at neutral ice, Grizzlies chase after it in the Lions zone. Johnny Walker over there as he collides in the corner. Walker gets pushed by Francis Tebow. Now Penner around the net, over to McDonald. Right side takes a shot that goes wide. Puck rolls along the near side. Nielsen gets as he backs pedals into his own zone. He feeds it across to McDonald. Connor will throw it to the left side for Pfizer. Terrence skates over the offensive line. Pfizer will nudge it towards his right, and puck exits the zone. Lions get it to Stapley, will skate in. He tried to center it, and it's picked off by Nielsen. Andrew will nudge it ahead to Penner across the center ice, and Tyler will dump it in. Verbetic behind his net plays it. He'll drop it as the Lions will spread the ice. It's 4-2 Lions. Both teams have one goal here so far in the third period. As they nudge it into the zone, Phelan in the corner as he'll skate around the net. Phelan back to the right side, throws it up top for Welsh. Welsh gets blasted along the near wall by Robinson. Puck squirts out to center ice where it's taken by Nicholas Laverriere. He'll throw it ahead to Phelan. Phelan steps over the blue line, trying to get it back towards Laverriere, but the puck stays along the near wall. And Phelan gets knocked down. Martin skates towards center ice. Robinson will feed it ahead. Puck in the offensive zone. Simeone gets back checked and gets divorced in the puck. Now Robinson with a shot, kick save by Verbetic. As Martin around to Simeone behind the net. He'll feed it to the right side for Jamison. As Jamison over towards Simeone. Pass behind him off the end wall to Robinson back towards Simeone. And the Lions poked it away. Trois-Rivieres will flip it between the Grizzlies defensemen. No icing. They're able to make a full line change. Grizzlies change up as well. As Nilsson skates towards neutral ice, he'll nudge it ahead to Raby. Dakota, who has a third period goal, he's got 2 this season. He'll throw it towards right, but the Grizzlies are offside as Raby skated into the zone prematurely. 8:47 left in the third period. There's a timeout on the ice, and we'll take one as well. It's the Lions 4 and the Grizzlies 2. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
.847 is left in the third period. Trois-Rivieres leading Utah 4-2. It's the first ever meeting between these clubs. It's certainly fun to see new teams come to Maverik Center. It's the first time since December of 2019. A team from Canada has visited Maverik Center. That was Newfoundland Growlers. Neutral zone draw won by the Lions. They'll feed it ahead. It bounces over the stick of Beauregard. Connor McDonald, the Grizzlies captain, has it. He'll nudge it ahead to Sekos. Now Nilsson along the left side. He feeds it across to McDonald. Connor crosses center ice right wing, and he'll spin it along the boards. Cycle towards the left corner. Cut off by Cameron Wright. Grizzlies in the zone as Raby battling along the boards with the Lions captain, Cedric Momeni. Raby, the Michigan product who played with Sacred Heart last season. He's dancing around the near corner. Throw it up top to Nielsen. One-timer. That one gets blocked. They hit off Sekos. Sekos looks like he'll be okay, though, as he smarts a little bit as it was hit upper body. As the Lions couldn't clear it out, Utah centers it. It's picked off. As Gallipo skates it down the middle. He'll cross center ice, 3-on-3, and he'll drive it around the boards. McDonald to the left side. Couldn't clear it out. It's Parker Jones over to McKay. Lefty shot. Glances off a Nilsson stick and flies out of play. Off the protective netting. 7:52 is left in the third period. It's the Lions 4 and the Grizzlies 2. Utah certainly looking for that comeback attempt, but it feels like that goal is scored to make it 4-2, which has been changed to Beauregard. Now Beauregard has gotten the goal Parker Jones and Gallipo with the assist, so they both scored 8:21 into the third in that game. Less than a minute after Dakota Raby found the back of the net, Martin and Fitz got the assist there. As the draw won by Utah, as it's in the Grizzlies zone, Tebow will spin it around the boards. And Francis is his first name. Puck towards the left corner. Martin battling with McKay. McKay played for Indy last season. So did Martin. Those guys were teammates with Indy last season. As Pfizer along the left corner. He tripped up McKay as Pfizer fell down. McKay hit awkwardly along the corner. Puck it neutralized. Tebow dumps it back in. Time is on the Lions side as Pfizer behind the net gets hit by McKay. Up ahead to Johnny Walker, who couldn't handle it. As Brodeur throws to the corner, it's taken back by Utah. As Martin throws to center ice, it hits off of Walker. He'll throw a left wing pass to Penner. Penner left circle, takes a shot. Saved by Verbetic. Penner looking for a second goal this season. Puck around the boards. Fitz, who's got a third period assist, rolls it back towards the near side. Thomas skates towards the corner, drops it up top for Penner. Penner with a righty shot. Saved by Verbetic. The Lions boxing out Utah out in front of the net. It looked like Corey Thomas out in front. So was Fitz. And looked like Cam Strong was wanting to get in there as well. Strong wanting some action there with number 55, Nicholas Leverrier. But Trois-Rivieres got this interesting combination of guys who are pretty big to go along with, kind of some undersized fast players. They play a fun brand of hockey. Because of that, you got to come on down to Maverik Center this weekend to see it. Lions and Grizzlies meeting tomorrow night. Second annual Pride Night presented by FedEx. And don't forget about Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. You can DVR the football game. In fact, I saw we were getting at 2 o'clock. It's not worth it. Come on down to Maverik Center, DVR the football game if you have to, and enjoy some Sunday hockey with us. Lions win the face-off in their own zone. They'll throw it towards the far side. Less than 7 minutes left in regulation as Utah trying to avoid their fifth straight loss. Pass up ahead to Jamison, kicks off his skate. Now McDonald gets it. He'll throw it back to Jamison. As Keaton crosses center ice, and he'll dump it in. Verbetic lets it go to the left corner as Fitz skates over there as he collides with Welsh behind the net. Lions will kick it ahead towards Billick. He'll backhand it. Gloved by Fitz, who kept it in the zone on the right point. Strong gets held up by James Phelan, who's played a good game. As the Lions will lift it in the air. Gloved by Nilsson, who kept it in the zone in the high slot. He passes ahead, and it's picked off by the Lions. Billick will throw a left wing pass as Trois-Rivieres enters. As they throw it towards Riley McKay. They'll spin it to the right side. Fitz in the corner as he's battling. Fitz wins those one-on-one battles frequently. He's battling with Leverrier. As Leverrier will throw it up top to the right side. As shot saved by Minor. That one was taken by Centerami. Santino's his first name now. It's Beauregard to the right side. Overskates the puck as he enters the zone, but the linesman says he's offside. 5:48 left in the third. Timeout on the ice, and we'll take one as well. We'll find out how this one ends together as the Lions lead the Grizzlies 4-2. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
It's the Lions 4 and the Grizzlies 2. And Tyson Whiting, Guy Carenza hanging out as well. We'll talk with him during the postgame report. And tomorrow night we even have Tim Broussard here on Press Row, and we'll talk with him during the intermissions and the postgame show as well. Dakota Raby scored 8:28 into the third period. That cut into the Lions' lead, making it a 3-2 game. But then the Lions scored less than a minute later as Beauregard got his fifth of the year. Parker Jones and Gallipo with the assists. And as the Grizzlies win the face-off, they're in their own zone as they ice the puck. The whistle blows. Icing on the Grizzlies with 5:38 left here in the third period. Interesting, coming into the third, the Grizzlies had a scoring chance edge of 9-7. It looks like the Grizzlies have had their scoring chances, just haven't found a way to break through. it's kind of tough when you get the momentum after Raby scoring to cut into the lead, and then less than a minute later, Trois-Rivieres scoring again to extend it back to a 2-goal game. That's where we stand right now. Grizzlies with 26 shots, Lions with 24. Grizzlies 1 for 5 on the power play, Trois-Rivieres 0 for 4. As Lions win the faceoff, second pass, shot goes wide. Momenty was the one that fed that pass. He scored on a similar type of pass late in the second period. Lions back into their own zone. They kick it off the skate of Beauregard as it goes to neutral ice. Martin in Lions territory dumps it in. Bouncing puck towards the corner. Trois-Rivieres will lift it towards Jonathan Jonette. He's a -2 this season. He's 6 feet, 181 pounds. Pass ahead to Nilsson. Left wing. He'll lift it in the air. It's gloved by Trois-Rivieres near the right corner. And they'll nudge it towards Raby. Puck ends up bouncing past him. Goes out towards neutral ice. Lions get it back. Lions will cross center ice down the middle, and they'll backhand it deep into the zone. That was Olivier Galipo, 6 feet, 203 pounds, but he looks bigger than that. Puck behind Utah's net. It squirts towards the right corner. Raby battling with LeBlanc. He'll throw it towards Nilsson. Andrews got an assist tonight. Will throw it back to Raby. Raby picked up that third period goal. He lifts it high into the air as it bounces to center ice. Penner locates it, and he dumps it in. As he's being shadowed by Tebow. As puck ends up rolling along the near boards. 4.5 minutes left in regulation. Pass ahead. Parker Jones. He's got 1 goal and 1 assist tonight. We'll nudge it ahead to Stapley, who dumps it in. McDonald throws it to Martin. Bryson ahead. Turnover. Shot and a score as Bryson Martin fed it to the slot. And it was turned over. John Parker Jones capitalizes with his second goal of the game. And it's now the Lions 5 and the Grizzlies 2. And this baby's in the refrigerator. As it looks like Trois-Rivieres, barring a miracle, is going to win their 5th in a row. And the Grizzlies going to lose their 5th in a row. Martin was at the goal line, threw a pass behind Penner, who was skating the other way. And John Parker Jones just fired a one-timer past Trent Miner. Tough night for the Grizzlies as John Parker Jones gets his second goal of the game. He's got 1 goal. He's got 2 goals and 1 assist tonight. He looks like he's going to be the number 1 star of the game. Pass ahead to Stapley after the Lions win the face-off as it rolls along the left corner. The whistle blows. And it looks like it's going to be icing. 4:13 left in the third. Draw's going to come back to the Lions zone. It's an unassisted goal and a turnover. Parker Jones with his 2nd of the game and 5th of the season. A guy that's 6'7", 230 pounds, he might be the most impressive guy on the ice tonight for the Lions. And, a guy that size, he moves around pretty well. You think of somebody being that big and him not moving around all that well. He moves around pretty well for his size. Grizzlies win the offensive zone draw. Right wing shots blocked. As puck goes back out to center ice, Stapley couldn't get the bouncing puck as Thomas will throw it towards the left side for Fitz. Dillon makes a spin move to avoid a check of Matthew Brodeur. Puck skates towards the right circle. And now Cole Tarchi around the net looking for Jamison. Jamison gets shadowed by Brodeur. He's about 6'6" and 210 pounds. Pass ahead, but it's picked off by the Lions. Trois-Rivieres crosses center ice and dumps it in. It's a 5-2 game. Puck's over in the right corner. Grizzlies will probably be looking for the equalizer tomorrow night. As Cam Strong and neutralized, battling near the Grizzlies bench with the Lion. Up ahead to Jamison. Jamison crosses center ice, dumps it in, but it just got to the Lions blue line. Trois-Rivieres crosses center ice, and Welch will roll it around the boards. It gets kicked out to center ice. Lions roll it back around. Grizzlies on the near side. Thomas will carry it out to neutral ice. He'll throw it ahead to Robinson, who couldn't handle it. LeBlanc will feed it into Grizzlies territory. Utah will nudge it back in. Robinson skates into the right side, drops it out for Simeone. Simeone right side shot, saved by Verbetic. His backup tonight is Philip DeRochier, the former Idaho Steelhead. Now the Lions cross center ice. As Billick skates into the zone, he gets pushed into the corner by Pouncey. Billick around the net. As he skates towards the right side, turnover as Pouncey took it away from him. Kyle back in his own zone. 2.5 minutes left in the third period. Up ahead to Martin. Bryson skating down the middle. They'll throw it to Robinson. It goes through his legs. And no icing, says the linesman, as we play on over to the right corner. Grizzlies in the attack zone as Sekos feeds up top for Martin. Bryson will take a shot, and it blocks. It gets hit off Robinson, his own teammate. Puck in the right circle. Lions clear it out to center. Pouncey along the Grizzlies bench. Tried to nudge it ahead. And hits off Leverrier. Grizzlies will feed it to the left side for Sekos, who steps over the line. Sekos near the referee. Lions poke it away. It looks like it's going to be no icing on the play. Grizzlies will run it down. Nielsen back behind his net. About 2 minutes left in regulation. Left wing pass to Raby. Dakota crosses center ice. Drops it off for Sekos. Sekos will dump it in as he tries to get around a skater. Now Tebow skates towards the net. He'll drift it to the corner. Raby gets it for Utah in the offensive zone. He'll skate along the goal line, now behind it. Raby centering pass, shot to score! Dakota Raby with a beautiful pass out to Zach Sekos out in front. 1:50 left in the third period. Sekos gets his team leading 7th of the year. It's the Lions 5 and the Grizzlies 3. Great third period for Dakota Raby, who scored a goal 8.5 minutes in. And a beautiful pass as he made that play, skating around the net, fed it out in front to Sekos, who put it away. Not a lot of celebrating by the Grizzlies. They know there's a lot of time left. 1:50 left. There's not much time left. And they're still down by 2. Raby with the assist. Sekos with his 7th goal of the season. Dakota Raby's really been a standout here in the final frame. Fans, ones that have stayed here through the rest of regulation, on their feet as Grizzlies cross center ice. They dump it in. Back out to neutral ice. Wright gets it. He'll throw it back to McDonald. Miner is still in there. He's thinking about skating towards the bench. The Lions have the puck at center ice. Billick throws it to the Utah line, picked off by McDonald. Connor throws to the right side for Wright. Right side takes a shot, saved by Verbetic. Skating towards the net is Pfizer. Walker gets pushed out in front. And who's going to get a penalty? Walker is, but it can't just be Walker. It looks like somebody from Trois-Rivieres going to the box as well. Beauregard goes to the box, and so does Johnny Walker. It actually looks like Walker's going to stay out. It's just a penalty on the Lions. 1:28 is left in the third. Beauregard gave Walker a little bit of an extra push out in front of the crease after the whistle. Beauregard goes to the box. He looks up at the video board, seeing if he can find a replay. Looks like they're going to give Beauregard a replay. As Verbetic covered up, Walker skated in, pushed Beauregard, and then Beauregard pushed back. The problem for Beauregard, he pushed a little bit harder on Walker than Walker pushed on Beauregard. That's why the call was made. Beauregard gets 2 minutes for roughing. Time of penalty, 18:32 in. Grizzlies' net is empty. Lions win the faceoff. They fire towards the empty net, and it goes wide. But remember, since the Lions are shorthanded, no icing on the play. As there's 1:17 left in the third, it's the Lions 5 and the Grizzlies 3. It's a long shot, but you never know. It's Nilsson will drop it off for Pfizer. Turn and neutralize across the center. They'll throw it to the left side for Sekos. He rolls it around the boards. Momini in the corner. Now right side, shot. Glove saved by Verbetic as the puck squirted in the corner along the boards onto Wright. And Cameron from the right wing fired a shot, and Verbetic made the save. And then after the shot, Wright flexed his stick along the ice. And he felt like he didn't get all of that one. 1:03 is left in the third. Grizzlies have outshot the Lions 30-25. And I'm curious to see how many scoring chances both teams had in this third period, because the Grizzlies have had an edge through the first 2 periods tonight. Zach Sekos, who now leads the club with 7 goals this season. He just scored about a minute ago on a nice centering pass from Dakota Raby. There's 1 minute left in the period. Grizzlies win the faceoff. Pfizer left side will throw it towards Wright. Back up top to Pfizer. Back to Wright in the left side, just outside the corner. Back up top for Pfizer. Pfizer over to Wright. Cameron on the right side over to Nilsson. Back to Pfizer. One-timer, and he scores! Taryn Pfizer fired a blast. It got past everybody into the back of the net. And this one's not over yet. 43.6 seconds left. It's the Lions 5 and the Grizzlies 4. Zach Sekos got his 7th of the year. And then Taryn Pfizer picked up his 7th of the year about a minute later. There's a lot of bodies out in front, but I don't think it got redirected. If anything, it hit off a Lion player and sailed past Joe Verbetic. Miner is in net. Pfizer with the goal. Nilsson and Wright with the assist. That's 2 power play assists by Nilsson. The Grizzlies now 2 power play goals tonight. They have 12 power play goals over the last 8 games. It's a 5-4 contest. 43 seconds left. Utah wins the face-off. Trying to dump it in. Stays in neutralized. Now Wright dumps it in. Miner stays in net. Kicks over to the right side. Walker with a shot. Saved by Verbetic, and he covers up. 33 seconds left in regulation. Draw's going to be in the Lions zone. Miner skated off the ice, and he's out now. Still in Fitz enters. So the net is empty on Utah's side. But 2 unanswered over the last couple minutes. Sekos scoring 18-10 in. A minute 4 seconds later, Pfizer on a power play tally from the left point. What a finish we have here at Maverik Center. The Grizzlies find a way here to tie the game. Fans are on the edge of their seat here. Half a minute left in regulation. As the draw won by the Lions, they'll throw it along the near wall. On it goes past Nilsson as he tried to kick it to the corner. Pfizer skates back deep in his own zone to get it. Terran in the left corner, back to Sekos, who skates back around the net. He's trying to throw it to Pfizer, but the pass is through his legs. Now towards the slot, centering pass, shot and a score, and that's Nicolas Leverrier. He gets his second of the game. There's 16 seconds left in the third. This one's really in the refrigerator. It's a 6-4 game, and some of the fans have headed for the exits. The Grizzlies made it a good run there, scoring 2 goals in the span of a minute 4, cutting a 5-2 Lions lead into a 5-4 Lions lead. Grizzlies pulled their goaltender, and Nicolas Leverrier fired from the slot and put this game away. Leverrier with 2 goals tonight for John Parker Jones. 15 seconds left. Trois-Rivieres wins the face-off. The assist on the goal by Leverrier. James Phelan, who had a good game, puck into the Lions zone. 4 seconds left, and it goes out of play. Draw is going to be at neutral ice. Game 2 of this 3-game set will be tomorrow night. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. We hope to see everybody here for the 2nd annual Pride Night presented by FedEx. Draw at neutral ice is won by the Lions, and they'll watch the time run out as the Lions' winning streak extends to 5 games. The Grizzlies' losing streak is now 5 games. And as everybody goes to high-five Trent Miner, everybody on the Lions side goes to congratulate Joe Verbetic. Picks up the victory, his 6th of the season, as he stopped 27 of 31. The Lions come away with the victory. Utah went 2 for 6 on the power play, and the Grizz made it interesting with third-period goals from Dakota Raby, Zach Sekos, and Terran Pfizer. But the empty netter turned out to be a difference in the game. And really, you think about the 2 goals that Trois-Rivieres scored. Beauregard 9:21 in, and Jones 15:39 in, turning a 3-2 Lions lead into a 5-2 Lions lead. Just too much to overcome, even though the Grizzlies were able to score 2 there too late. And it was too little too late. It's the Lions 6 and the Grizzlies 4. Remember, the middle game of this 3-game set is going to be tomorrow night. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. John Parker Jones ended the night with 2 goals and 1 assist. Anthony Beauregard had 1 goal and 1 assist. And Nicolas Leverrier had 2 goals on the night. He was a +2 for the Lions. Andrew Nilsson had 2 assists. Dakota Raby and Zach Sekos each had 1 goal and 1 assist. Post-game show coming up next. Once again, the final score from Maverik Center. The Trois-Rivieres Lions 6 and the Utah Grizzlies 4. Post-game show coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick 6 or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
The Lions get the victory 6-4 over the Grizzlies as Trois-Rivieres' winning streak extends to 5 games and the Grizzlies' losing skid extends to 5 games as well. Scoring chances in the third period, Trois-Rivieres had 5 and the Grizzlies had 4. But remember, one of those scoring chances had to have been the empty netter. So outside of the empty net goal at the end, both teams had 4 scoring chances in the third period. You know, the Grizzlies outscored the Lions 3-2 in the third, but you almost look at a couple key stretches in the game. We'll talk about that as we recap the scoring here. Trois-Rivieres got on the board first, 11:04 in. John Parker Jones gets his first of 2 goals on the night. Anthony Beauregard picked up the assist. Grizzlies tied it up on a power play goal as Andrew Nilsson was in the high slot, fired a Quick-looking wrist shot that got redirected by Johnny Walker and into the back of the net. Walker getting his 5th goal of the season. Nilsson and Sekos with the assists. Nilsson had 2 power play assists tonight. He now has 10 on the season. Score was tied at 1 after 20 minutes of play. Nicholas Leverrier, 16-10 into the second. Alex Breton actually took the shot from the left side, bounced off a minor, and Leverrier was there to get the rebound and put it away for his first of 2 goals tonight. Breton and Colin Billick with the assist there, time of goal, 16-10 in. And then the Lions extended the lead a minute 32 later. Cedric Momini was over, really what happened was Phelan was behind the net. He was kind of being shadowed by Kyle Pouncey, and Phelan just fed it out in front as Momini was cutting towards the net. Momini was wide open and fired it over the left shoulder of Minor for his 4th goal of the season. Phelan and Nicholas Gay with the assist. That made it a 3-1 game. It was a 3-1 Lions lead after 2 periods. Grizzlies did have the edge in shots in all 3 frames tonight. They outshot the Lions 10-9 in the first period, 9-8 in the second, and 12-8 in the third. And scoring chances looked like they were to the Grizzlies' edge tonight, 13-12 was the scoring chances tonight, but the Lions ended up with a 6-4 victory. While the score was 3-1, Dakota Raby found the back of the net, his 2nd of the season, 8:28 in, as he skated along the right side and just found himself wide open. And he was able to fire it over the shoulder of Joe Verbetic. Bryson Martin and Dylan Fitz with the assist there. But talk about momentum in a hockey game. Sometimes the biggest moments of a hockey game is what happens the first couple shifts after a goal gets scored. The Grizzlies had some momentum after that Raby tally, but less than a minute later. In fact, you look at, they tell you not to do math on the air, but it looks like 53 seconds later after Raby scored to cut into the Lions' lead, Anthony Beauregard found the back of the net. And it was one of those plays where it looked like Parker was firing a backhand shot, and Beauregard was just skating along the left side. And about the same time Parker Jones was looking to take a shot, Beauregard took it himself. And I don't know if that confused Minor or whatever, but it found the back of the net. And that was a big insurance goal by the Lions. That made it a 4-2 game. And then with about 4.5 minutes left in regulation, there was a turnover out in front. And Johnny on the spot was John Parker Jones. He got an unassisted goal, his 5th of the season. And that made it a 5-2 game. Grizzlies did make it interesting at the end, though, as Zach Sekos scored 18-10 in. Dakota Raby with the assists. And with that goal, Sekos retook a team lead with 7 goals in the season. And the Sekos team lead for goals lasted all of a minute and 6 seconds. As 19-16 end, Grizzlies had pulled their goaltender, and it was a 6-on-4. As in the penalty box was Anthony Beauregard serving a roughing minor. Taryn Pfizer from the left point fired away. It looked like it might have bounced off a Lion and kind of redirecting things, and it ended up in the back of the net. It's kind of an odd-looking play. And like I said, I don't think it deflected off of anything but a Lion. Just a tough bounce for them, and really a good break for the Grizzlies. Pfizer found the back of the net. Nilsson and Wright with the assist. It was a good game for Cameron Wright, who had 1 assist. Wright led the Grizzlies with 6 shots, and that made it interesting towards the end. The Lions were able to get it in their offensive zone. They won a big face-off, and with 27 seconds left in regulation, Nicholas Lariviere scored his 2nd of the game with the assist going to James Phelan. And that was all she wrote. As Phelan had a pretty good game with 2 assists. Nicholas Leverrier had 2 goals. And you think about, the opportunities. And the opportunities that were capitalized by Trois-Rivieres and the opportunities that were really missed by the Grizzlies. And, they scored those 2 goals there in the final 2 minutes. But the problem was they were down 5-2 at that time. And so it just, I guess, was what it was. I'm joined here on press row by Guy Carenza as we were watching the proceedings from High Top Section 114. And Guy, I think it was just one of those where Trois-Rivieres was able to capitalize. And really, I think the unfortunate play was the one to make it 5-2, because even though the Grizzlies scored 2 goals there in the final 2 minutes, it was just too much to overcome.
Yeah, Tyson, I agree. That goal, that 5th one for Trois-Rivieres, that was the backbreaker. That was the nail in the coffin for the Grizzlies. But I think the silver lining is that while that was, the backbreaker, the Grizzlies didn't end, after that point. They kept fighting and were able to make this a 5-4 game. So I think that shows a lot of character in the locker room, is that the Grizzlies weren't able to, they didn't just roll over and die. They came out and they were, still hustling the puck, still trying to get shots on net and generate chances. And they did get 2 goals. It was just too little, too late.
I think if you're just looking at, a silver lining, I think in the fact the third period, the Grizzlies were able to get some of those guys going that we were talking about. Pfizer and Sekos each scored their 7th goals of the season as they're still tied for the club leading goals. And I thought Dakota Raby, the goal, not only the goal he scored, which was a nice play from the right side, but then him making the play on the Sekos goals. He skated around the net. He was, he kind of started in the left corner, skated along the goal line, then around the net, and just fed it out in front to Sekos, who was all alone. I thought Dakota Raby was outstanding in that third period to go along with Sekos and Pfizer, and you kind of hope that that 3-man unit really gets going. I know Pfizer wasn't playing on the same line that Raby and Sekos were on, but, you get those guys going the rest of the weekend. I think the Grizzlies can have some success.
Yeah, Tyson, I agree, and I think the big takeaway is Dakota Raby had a really strong game. He had a goal and assist, 4 shots on goal, ends with a +1, but he was scoreless in his last 5 games coming into this game, and, we were kind of wondering when was Dakota Raby going to show up? When was he going to do something? Well, he did a lot tonight. Ultimately, just a little too late for the Grizzlies. They couldn't get over the hump here, and it's a little different. I mean, we haven't seen the Lions ever before, so the Grizzlies didn't really know what they were getting coming into this game. Well, now they know, and I'm sure that'll go into that game plan going into tomorrow night and Sunday afternoon. But a lot to like about Raby's game here.
That was an exciting game. It was a lot of back and forth action. The Lions looked like a fun team to watch, and I would encourage everybody to come out to Maverik Center tomorrow night. Second annual Pride Night presented by FedEx. Who knows if it's going to be Miner or Garrett Metcalf in net. Who knows if it's going to be Joe Verbetic, who I thought played a pretty good game for the Lions. He stopped 27 of 31. Or if it's going to be, it looked like they traveled all 3 goaltenders, Philip DeRosier and the former Grizzly Thomas Seguin. But, you think about those critical sequences in the game. I kind of looked at the back and forth. Raby scores 8:28 in, and then the Lions score less than a minute later. And then, I think about that goal to make it 5-2. Even though, the game wasn't put in the refrigerator completely as the Grizzlies scored those 2 unanswered towards the end. And I think, as you mentioned, the Grizzlies keep battling, in a point where you could have easily rolled over, played dead. The Grizzlies just kept battling and found a way to make it interesting at the end.
Yeah, Tyson, well, that's a tough way to lose. The last few games here, the Grizzlies have lost, but the games have been really tight, really evenly played games, but the puck just hasn't gone the Grizzlies' way. That's tough. It's demoralizing. And so you wonder, how resilient is this Grizzlies team? They're being tested very early on in the season. Guys have gone up to the AHL. They've lost a lot of their finishers. Brandon Cutler is now gone to Belleville. Who's going to be that guy that steps up? Will the Grizzlies be able to overcome this? They're in the midst of a 5-game losing streak, but I feel like the last couple of games, they've played really well. They've been resilient, and they've come out with a lot of force. So, don't give up on the Grizzlies yet. And as we mentioned before, the Grizzlies, have some great promotions coming up. That Black Friday deal is amazing. We got a good house here at the Maverik Center. So come on down. The Grizzlies will turn this thing around eventually. They just need to get some puck luck going their way.
I thought maybe they're able to get that. There were a couple goals there towards the end, and Pfizer almost looked like that goal that he scored to make it 5-4, bounced off a Lion, and kind of was a tricky one for Verbetic. And so it looked like a good bounce there on the Pfizer goal. Some of the other stuff, it almost seems like defensively just cleaning up a couple things. And it looks like there might be a trade on the horizon that could be official tomorrow, as it looks like the Grizzlies have been rumored to acquire Aaron Tho from the Norfolk Admirals. Norfolk defeated Worcester tonight. And so Tho ended up, it looks like he's going to be a Grizzly wearing number 25, and he'll add a little bit of size to the defensive unit. It's already added some size with Corey Thomas. And, I thought Nilsson played a really good game. 2 power play assists. He keeps his lead in the league with 10 power play assists. So he's been outstanding. As Guy mentioned, Brandon Cutler was loaned to the Belleville Senators yesterday, and that's the same spot that Kyle Betts is in right now. I think Betts is actually injured with Belleville, but might end up returning to the Grizzlies. Who knows when. You never know about those things. A guy could get called up to the AHL or get loaned in the case of Cutler, and you may never see him again, like we did when he got loaned to Abbotsford in January. Never saw him again. And so you never know. Cutler could be back in 1 week. He could be back in 1 year. We can never see him again. You just never know about those sort of things. I do know from the Grizzlies' perspective, it was good there to score the couple goals late. And I know that there are no moral victories, obviously, in pro sports. The Grizzlies are now 6-8 on the season. But it just feels like tomorrow night's going to be a big one because the Grizzlies right now have lost 5 in a row, and they certainly don't want to make it. They don't want to make it 6 in a row with 5 of those being here at Maverik Center.
Yeah, Tyson, tomorrow night is a big game, and it'll be an exciting game. And as you mentioned before, this is some really entertaining hockey that we're seeing. So, like I said before, come on down and check that out if you're in town. But, I expected the Grizzlies to maybe be a little slow to start this game. An unfamiliar opponent the day after Thanksgiving, you're full of turkey, you're all tired, but you come out and play a game. And I thought the Grizzlies played really well. It's just, unfortunately, they didn't come out on top. They were just little things that they couldn't get done, and they're on the wrong side of this one again. But I like that guys like Raby, Sekos, Pfizer are really starting to find their game. The Grizzlies put 4 goals on the board tonight. That's the most they've scored in a while. So that's a good omen to come. They just need to shape up their game, and now they know what they're going to get in the Lions, and I think they'll have a much better time going out next time.
Those two teams are very unfamiliar with each other. First ever meeting between the Grizzlies and the Lions. Trois-Rivieres comes out on top 6-4 as John Parker Jones and Olivier Galipeau reach a +4. Let's get to the 3 stars of the game. Cedric Momeni had 1 goal, and that was a big one in the second period. He's the number 3 star. Number 2 star, Anthony Beauregard, with no regard for human life, as he had 1 goal and 1 assist and was a +3. John Parker Jones with 2 goals, 1 assist. He was a +4 and had 3 shots. He is the number 1 star of the game. Guy, before we head out and get some food on this Friday night, any final thoughts?
The Grizzlies lost tonight, but I felt like they played a really good game. Don't expect this to be the same outcome tomorrow night. They're going to game plan for these guys. Guys like Parker Jones, we didn't expect him to come out and be such a dominant force, be so speedy. So the Grizzlies know what they're going to get next time around, and I think it's going to be a much different outcome. The Grizzlies are starting to wake up, and they're playing some really good hockey.
We'll see if the Grizzlies can end the losing streak tomorrow night. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. I want to personally thank Guy and Tanner Walker and Justin and Jed back in the video room for helping us set up tonight, as we're trying to plug a bunch of things in, and then we had to make some adjustments, and then we made some more adjustments, and it's a borderline miracle we were able to put a production on the air tonight. So I want to thank everybody for all their hard work here at Maverik Center as the Grizzlies homestand continues tomorrow night. The second annual Pride Night presented by FedEx. That's going to be a 7 p.m. face-off, and Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. Make sure to go to UtahGrizzlies.com/Black Friday. You can find the promotion on the front of the Grizzlies website, right there on the front page. You can't miss it. A great Black Friday deal, 50% off all tickets. So if you buy 2 tickets, it's essentially a buy one, get one free. And that offer is good for tomorrow night's game as well as Sunday's game. And then starting on Monday, a big-time Cyber Monday deal, which is going to be a 3-game pack. In fact, when you find the 50% off all tickets deal, you can also see some of the details of the Cyber Monday deal at UtahGrizzlies.com. Well, that'll about wrap things up here at Maverik Center. Once again, in 2 hours and 24 minutes and in front of 4,309 here at Maverik Center, the Trois-Rivieres Lions defeat the Utah Grizzlies 6-4. Utah got 2 assists from Andrew Nilsson and 1 goal and 1 assist from Zach Sekos and Dakota Raby. Utah went 2 for 6 on the power play. Trois-Rivieres went 0 for 4. So the Grizzlies won the special teams battle tonight, and that certainly could be big heading into tomorrow night's game. For Guy Carenza, I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. You've been listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by America First Credit Union.